This is going to be a good one.
Welcome to our stupid fucking podcast where people have to shave their heads and take shots of hot sauce. This is Guys Talking Fights.
Except me, I'm not taking shots. Thank you, Alexander Volkanovsky.
I will be doing the latter. I will be taking a shot of hot sauce. Actually, 3 shots of hot sauce.
I'll be taking 2 shots of hot sauce. And just to let everyone know, as Will is getting his head shaved, this first one is going to be Frank's. As you can see on the screen, this is 1 shot of hot sauce. Me and Vinny. Vinny, cheers. Welcome to Guys Talking Fights.
Wait. Why are you taking those shots?
This first one's because Volkanovski won and Holloway lost. Thank you, Zach. If Holloway had won, Zach would be taking a shot. But
Good
Zach
bet.
is a lucky piece of shit. And he always wins his bets against me.
Vinny, why are you taking your 3 shots?
I am taking my 3 shots because I had all the faith in the world in Colby Covington to win that fight by decision. So I made a bet 3-1 against these guys. I would take 3, or they would all each take 1 because they all had Kamaru to win, which he did, unfortunately for me.
You sure did in spectacular fashion.
And
I'm shaving my head. Actually, it's for a cool reason. I bet I'd shave my head if we got 10 comments on our last upload, and I think we got like 15. So
Thank you, Scooches.
thanks for the comments. Yeah, thanks you fuck for sharing this. Really though, that's cool. And we got 15. So thanks. Comment, like, subscribe, keep that shit going, and let's get on with it, boys.
My second shot of hot sauce tonight will be thanks to Usman finishing by strikes. So I had that wrong. The second shot that me and Vinny will take, and also Vinny's third, will be the Dinosaur Barbecue Dueling Hell something. Dinosaur Barbecue Devil's Duel.
Hey, you're cutting my hair, bro. This is a legit haircut. Oh, Jesus. This is too good. Oh, I hate this.
Ooh, right down the middle. Oh, that looks great. Vinny, hot sauce?
On the hatch.
Ooh, you look good.
I don't want to see it.
How's your wife feel about this?
She, when I said I was doing it, she like did a double.
That was
take.
more than
You're
one shot.
Actually gonna do that?
It was.
Yeah.
And then she decided to tell me I'm gonna look stupid because my wife thinks I have an odd-shaped head.
Comment down below if you think
My
Will
wife
has an odd-shaped
thinks I
head.
have an odd-shaped head. Comment. Yeah. You're all gonna see it soon, so let me know. I will say all the comments we got had nothing to do with fights. It was all just shave your head.
That guy's head.
Thanks, guys.
I would like to just go on record to say that I thought all 3 of my shots would be a Frank's Red Hot Sauce, and then Ryan got this crap over here. So this feels like a setup.
So I picked the Dinosaur Barbecue because it is local to us.
So much.
Syracuse, New York. Shout out 315. So if you're not local, go ahead and hit up Dinosaur Barbecue. Any viewers that are not local, I know at least 100 viewers are not from New York. And I also picked that bottle because it looks cool. It's a dinosaur dueling a fucking devil. Like, how is that not cool?
That's pretty cool.
I think the devil probably wins that one.
I don't know. I mean, if a dinosaur came back to life.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's true.
And I've never seen the devil. I have seen dinosaurs.
You've seen dinosaurs?
Yeah, live dinosaurs.
Seen dinosaurs?
Live dinosaurs.
This fucking guy.
Have you ever seen, like, Jurassic Park or any of that shit?
Those were real dinosaurs?
Those were real dinosaurs.
How much did they get paid?
The dinosaurs?
Yeah.
They were brought back to life.
Oh,
So, I mean, like, that was their payment, life. God damn, that hot sauce was worse than the last time. Will, you look fantastic.
Keep pouring them, bartender.
You know
Let's
what?
go.
I will.
Come on, you guys got a couple to go.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm gonna go up to the same line I did last time, where you did.
This is like it's fun, right? Wow. What do you think? Maybe just the Franciscan monk look?
It says, wow.
We'll just go right in the middle here. Franciscan?
No.
Yeah. Thanks, Ryan. Thanks for this.
Shave it all off.
I like the
No weird
Franciscan.
shit.
What do you think? Just
I like it. Yeah.
Right?
It looks
No.
good. You look distinguished.
It looks ridiculous.
it does.
It looks ridiculous.
Keep shaving.
It absolutely does look ridiculous.
How's that hot sauce? Oh, this is the hot one.
Yeah,
This one smells really bad.
Oh, is that the whole bottle? We're drinking the whole bottle?
Well, the third one would be yours, yes.
Oh,
That one's rough.
Lord.
All
right, hand it over.
Smell this one.
Hand it over. Well, just give me the rest of that. I'll just drink it all at once. Is the rest for me?
Yeah, well, I don't know if it's going to be the
Oh
whole
yeah,
rest.
no, yeah, that's definitely more than one shot.
Yeah, that's more than one shot. If you want to do it, good for you.
Oh Lord.
Smell that thing.
There's actually flakes of pepper in this one, so that's cool.
God, how I wish YouTube had smell-o-vision. This is going to be rough. Oh, okay.
Atta boy, Vin.
Okay. Wow.
Take it like a man, buddy.
I'm just going to take this water right here. Well, I think I'd rather get my head shaved right now. Do you want to trade?
You want to trade?
Actually, no.
He's kind of already too late to trade.
This is the best first 6 minutes of any podcast.
I fell off my couch when I was 5 and cracked my head open on the TV.
Okay.
So I got a scar on the back of my head.
Oh, didn't? Oh, I have a scar on the back of my head too. I had surgery.
I had one on top of my head and I cracked it on a cabinet when I was a little kid. Corner of a cabinet.
Cabinets, TVs.
Ugh.
All the good shit.
Tongue's starting to burn a little bit. Ooh, yeah. Ooh.
Wow.
Yeah, give me that other shot as quick as you can. I'm gonna take it and then be done with it.
Yeah. Jesus.
Whew.
Oh my God.
You could make a profession of this.
All right, let's go. Yeah.
I mean,
Fucking pour the rest of the pot.
might as well.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah.
Oh, go with chunks.
Yeah.
Chunks. Have fun shitting later, man.
Yeah, thanks. At Covington MMA.
Yeah. Drink my watery shit, Colby.
You can't say stuff like that while I got the hot sauce in my mouth. Come on. Whew. Oh.
Nobody is YouTube heard it. Too far away from the mic.
Ooh.
Probably.
Start yelling.
I'm sweating now.
I've been sweating.
I'm sweating.
Yikes.
I started sweating as soon as I saw the bottle. I was like, that's it.
Good.
Also, probably go to a barber and get him to just like edge it all the way up and it'll look just like a normalized fade.
Yeah. Whatever.
Well, you look great.
Thanks, man. Thanks, buddy.
I think I'm doing pretty good over here.
Yeah. Very good.
We're gonna have to speed it up a little bit though, because I don't know how much longer we're gonna take on shaving my head.
We're at 8 minutes.
I don't know if I don't even know how loud this shit is in the mics.
That shaving probably isn't very loud. You probably can't even hear me.
Go ahead, start talking, boys.
Welcome to Guys Talking Fights.
We'll join in.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, viewers, listeners of all ages.
Where are we starting?
315 proudly presents to you Guys Talking Fights. We have Zach, we have Will, we have Vinny, and we have Ryan.
Three guys, one mic.
Vinny's crying.
Oh, you look like you're hurting.
Sweating a lot.
Oh. He has legit at least 300 beads of sweat on his face.
At least 300.
Oh, you were
At least
sweating
300.
for real, man.
Oh my God! I drank like 3/4 of that bottle.
You drank.
You took the first one like a champ. I didn't think it was that bad.
I know.
Yeah, no, I made it look good. And
Oh, you are hurting, man.
I know.
Holy shit.
Here, you know what? I'm a gentleman. I'll let you have.
So UFC 245. oh, thank you.
You're welcome. I'm waiting for Zach to finish the haircut so I can get my water out of the fridge.
Do you guys agree with the stoppage in the main event? It's good.
I'm 90% okay with the stoppage.
Get that close to your ears and I'm not going to do your neck.
I'll touch it up.
Hey, Zach, can you grab me that water?
I will.
Thanks.
A minute.
Can't wait to sweep up all
Where
this fucking hair later.
Where did those paper towels go?
Are we gonna go over the prelims first, or did you want to jump
I'm
right
just
into
gonna jump into
see
the
a ton of the prelims.
meaty stuff.
jump into the meaty stuff? All right.
Get right on that deal.
As far as the stoppage goes,
Water's about the worst worst thing you can
I don't
have
know
in
if I
hot
necessarily
dogs, by
agreed with the
way.
stoppage.
Just because it washes it all around your mouth. Cool.
The ref stopping the Usman-Covington fight. I think Colby was covering up all right. He was, he went to the safest position he could at the time. I don't think it matters too much because after that, the fight was pretty dead even. So at that point, Kamaru was going to pick up a decision anyway, it seemed like. So I wasn't too mad about the stoppage.
When you look at what the judges' scorecards were, apparently, not exactly sure if this is true. One judge had it 3-1 Colby going into the 5th round.
Yeah, no, I actually heard Dana talk about that in the press conference. He had 1-3-1 Colby, 1-3-1 Usman, and a 2-2.
So, say Usman did not finish Colby. Is it safe to say that was a 10-8 round?
Yes, 3 knockdowns in a round. I'd think so.
With ground and pound, even if he wasn't finished, he was still getting pounded on.
Yes.
So
Even if it was a 10-9, he still would have took the decision, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
You would think that ref would have given him 3-2.
Yeah.
And the other guy would have gone 3-2 Usman and then
Yeah.
4-1 Usman.
yeah.
Yeah, he would have won.
So Usman would have won that fight regardless, but it is nice to see him get a finish. I'm not a big fan of the Colby character. I actually respect him a lot now, but I don't like the character that he plays.
Yeah.
And so
Fight 2 full rounds with a broken jaw
Yeah,
is
I was
pretty
gonna say
ridiculous.
it was third round that he got his jaw broken, right?
I think it was the second.
Was
End
it
of the
Second or third? End of the third?
it was the end of the third. It
Was
was the
it?
last punch in the third
man.
round.
That was the round he said he got the eye poke, right?
The eye poke was legit.
Saying eye poke.
I thought the eye poke was legit.
It was legit on Usman, but not the one on Colby.
Right.
It was later that round, at the end of the round. That's
Right
when
at the end,
Kamaru
yeah,
broke
he
his
tried
jaw.
to-
That was the punch that he was like, for grabbing his eye or some
Right.
shit.
See, I think he really thought that he got poked in the eye because I don't know. I've never broken my jaw.
He did, probably.
But the impact of the jaw break maybe did something. Sorry, I'm gassy.
Right.
Did something to underneath the orbital, so he
Right.
probably thought it might have been an actual poke.
Possible.
Yeah, maybe.
It's definitely possible.
Because I don't see him really trying to bullshit. He didn't really bullshit.
I don't
that.
know.
Well, he
Only because he didn't. He was getting pissed, which the groin shot.
That was kind of bullshit.
The only thing I could
his
think-
cup up into his nuts.
That was
but
the only thing
he
that I
didn't
thought.
kick him in
too.
the nuts though.
Yeah, that was the only thing that I thought too. Was that it possibly just. Yeah, it possibly just jumbled everything around a little bit and
the
made him
groin-
go, "Oh shit!"
The groin strike that you're talking about is Colby groin
Kicking.
striking Usman.
Yeah.
Right, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't think it really looked like it really hit him all that much.
No,
either.
no. It looked like it caught him on the inside of his thigh, high on the inside of his thigh, but still,
I think depending.
it wasn't the ones from last week on Stefan Struve.
No, Stefan Struve. that
definitely not.
That guy's poor balls.
Yeah,
But
his poor Dutch balls.
His balls was hot.
Yeah, like your face is right now.
Yeah, absolutely.
I think it still hit the cup, but
Just pinched a nut.
yeah, something like that. I
Yeah.
think there was some movement down there. I don't
Yeah.
want to know though.
Maybe good for Usman.
Yeah, because it was a little bit of a break.
I definitely thought the eye poke on Usman was legit, though. I mean, when you looked at it afterwards, it looked like half of his pinky went into his eye.
The only weird thing
Yeah,
with
that was
that,
rough.
the only weird thing with that one though, I think the finger went into the other eye. I think.
Then the one that turned red, yeah, that was
Yeah.
kind of weird.
Yeah,
Because it looked like it went in his left eye, but then his right eye was bright red.
Now, granted, the camera view that they were
it's
using,
also true. It could be flipped.
I was
Like-
just gonna say we couldn't really see it really
couldn't
well
really
where his
see-
other finger was.
we
on
couldn't
the
see
other
his face. We
finger.
only saw the side of his face.
Right.
And the side that we thought the finger went in, the other eye was red.
Right.
And that he was kind of fucking with. So maybe one finger touched here and the other finger poked.
Because
the
it was
eye.
like an open hand slap, basically.
Yeah.
Or a swipe.
Yeah. His fingers were definitely extended and definitely made contact with the face. One really should only be the fist that should ever make contact.
Right.
So
So true.
yeah.
So
You guys are going to be roughing it the rest of this.
awesome.
My stomach hurts.
I bet
So,
it does. Chocolate cake and hot
gotta
sauce
ask the
does
question.
not exactly go together.
I forgot you had that chocolate cake too.
Yeah, fuck you.
Brian, you picked this hot sauce.
I did. I picked the hot sauce based off of the way it looks. It's exactly how I do everything. That's how I pick out my cars. That's probably why I've had 61 cars. That's also how I picked out my ex. We are now exes.
Yeah, boy.
So I'm just really, I go off of appearances.
Yeah, man.
Yeah,
That's
absolutely.
funny as fuck.
Yeah.
Good stuff.
Yeah.
Moving
on.
Anyway, yeah. So I'll pose the question to you guys, the fun part of the outcome of the fight. Who do you think each guy faces next? Who has the next title shot against Usman? Who would you guys like to see?
It's gonna be Jorge.
And then what does Colby do after this loss as well? Go ahead, Ryan. You want to go first? If you got your thoughts together.
So there's been talk of Masvidal, the BMF champ, fighting Usman, the welterweight champ. And they're both in the same weight class and everything, so it would make sense. What I would like to see is Masvidal fight McGregor, saying that McGregor gets past Cerrone in January. January. So Masvidal's even come on record and said he'd rather fight for money, big money, than fight for the title, which they're both big money fights. It's just that McGregor's a bigger money fight.
Yeah.
So I think that's what Masvidal would rather do. He would probably wait to see what happens with McGregor. If McGregor loses, then he'll probably call out Usman.
Yeah.
As far as Colby goes, Colby and Masvidal still have a beef. I would like to see that, but I don't think that's going to happen because Colby's coming off a loss, and Masvidal's stock is really high right now. He is, strike while the iron's hot, and he has a lot of momentum going right now. So what I think Colby might do is maybe he'll fight the winner of Woodley and Edwards.
Yeah.
Or
fight the winner or fight the loser?
Fight the winner.
I'd say the winner, too.
Because he's still number one.
Colby's 2.
Colby's number 2? Who's number 1?
Tyron Woodley.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
I feel like if Woodley wins, I think he gets a
title shot.
Honestly, a title shot if he wins. Is that official?
I think so.
Edwards and Woodley?
I thought it was official, but maybe.
Was it?
Well, we can assume that it is.
Hold on.
And we can double check. Yeah, there we go.
What would you like to see
We have
Colby
internet.
do? Vinny, what would you like to see Colby do?
Colby, yeah, I wouldn't be mad at, because I don't think that Woodley and Leon Edwards is official yet. If it's not, I wouldn't be mad to see Leon Edwards versus Kamaru, because they already fought. Kamaru was Leon Edwards' last loss, so
Right.
if you are,
Kamaru and Leon Edwards fought?
yes, that was Leon Edwards' last loss a few years back.
Oh, damn.
But yeah, I wouldn't be mad to see Woodley versus Covington and Usman versus Leon Edwards. That would be good.
Yeah, that does sound pretty good.
Because I think Jorge is going to fight Conor McGregor next. That's what I think.
What if
he said he has no interest in fighting nut huggers, so I don't think he's going to go after Usman right away.
Cerrone wins? What happens? Cerrone beats McGregor. Cerrone beats McGregor.
If he what?
If Cerrone beats McGregor,
A wreck.
if Cerrone beats McGregor, what do you think Masvidal does?
Whoa, that's a really big if. I don't know. I don't know what Masvidal's going to do if Cerrone actually beats McGregor, but
I really got hot sauce on my fucking phone.
probably.
God damn it.
If McGregor loses to Cerrone, if Masvidal doesn't take Usman, and if also it would depend on if Nick Diaz comes back.
Sounds like a lot of ifs.
There's a lot of ifs because we don't know. But a fight against Cerrone, Masvidal beat him, I think, already. Did he not? Did
I think he did.
Him up pretty good as well. So I wouldn't want to see that fight. I don't think he'll ever end up fighting Cowboy. Even if Cowboy beats... Well, now I think about it, like I'm thinking it's just one win against a big name, but if that big name is Conor, there's definitely... You get different consequences from a win like that over a win like almost anybody else. So,
Right.
Oh, man. I was ready to answer that question, and now I got nothing on it. That's a good question.
Right. I mean, we were talking before the fights about how top-heavy bantamweight is right now, and then it's even more top-heavy not after these fights. So really, welterweight's starting to look like that too, with like Colby, Woodley, Edwards, Usman, Masvidal, possibly McGregor and Cerrone. So it's just, I don't know, it's a fun time right now.
It definitely is. Zach, you got who you'd like to see
Doesn't
Colby
look like
fight
it's
next?
official.
Oh,
Woodley and Edwards.
it's not?
I haven't found it official.
Okay, so let's assume that it's not then. Anybody, Colby next and Usman next?
I mean, Tyron Woodley's got to win another fight before he fights for the title again. And those two, Leon Edwards and Woodley, have been beefing. So I say those two fight. As far as Usman's next title shot, I mean, how soon do you think he's going to fight again?
Title defense?
Title defense, yeah.
You think he'll probably fight by
summer?
June?
Yeah, based off no injuries, like, late spring, early summer next year, you would hope.
I mean, Masvidal
May, June.
said that he's no good until March or April because he's going to nurse some injuries that he'd been dealing with. I think it should be Masvidal, honestly.
Yeah.
I think Masvidal should just take a shot at the title. I
agree.
Don't know if Usman stands in front of him the way he stood in front of Colby, he's going to get his face pounded in with Masvidal. Masvidal will outbox him.
I also agree.
But, I mean, we haven't seen much of Jorge Masvidal's jiu-jitsu recently, even though I know he's got some.
Yeah.
So I'd really like to see that fight. I think it'd be fun.
I think
Jorge
so too.
and Usman.
Yeah, I agree. I'll go with the same. Absolutely. Anybody
As far as Colby?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. You didn't even do Kobe, did you? My bad.
I really don't know. Colby's in a tough spot. I mean, you wonder how long he's going to be out with a broken jaw. I mean, it's going to be wired shut for what? At least a couple months. So he won't be able to. He probably won't be able to train all that well for a couple months because you can't really breathe all that well if your jaw's going to be wired shut.
Right.
So I can't imagine him doing any like super intense training in that time either.
The mouthpiece would like really suck.
Oh, I don't even think he'd be able to get it into his mouth. I don't think. I think you basically like eat through a straw for that whole time, if I'm not wrong.
He was talking, wasn't he? Like.
Before they wire it shut, but once they fix it, it's like you don't move that shit for it. It's just like anything else.
I heard someone ask Usman in the post-fight interview if he found it somewhat poetic that Colby Covington has to get his jaw wired shut.
Yeah, it's pretty funny.
Kind of is, right?
It's pretty funny. Yeah,
like I said, I don't like the character that he plays, so.
He's a hell of a fighter, though, man.
Oh my god, he actually
that was insane.
He gained respect from me through the Robbie fight.
Yeah,
and then he gained respect through me from this fight.
Right.
So
that was crazy.
Let's move on from that. We got a new champ at 145 pounds, Alexander Volkanovski, which is
right.
Why Ryan took the shot. Beat Max Holloway and looked pretty fucking good doing it. He had a lot of confidence. That's what I noticed the most during the fight, before the fight.
City Kickboxing.
Calm, cool, collected. He came in and just he gave it to Max, man.
That'll be Gym of the Year.
Does anybody question the decision there? Because I personally I think he won that fight.
Yeah, I thought he'd.
No, yeah, they showed the strike statistics after Volkanovski outstruck him every round, and he lit him up with those leg kicks and that, like you were saying, Gym of the Year, Coach of the Year for sure. It's kind of unfortunate that Kai Kara France lost his fight. He's the only one from that gym in the UFC to lose a fight all year.
How much do you think those guys are gonna be fucking with him?
Yeah. But with that exception, they got two champs now in the UFC. They got Israel Adesanya at 185. They got Volkanovski at 145 now.
It's crazy.
They got Daniel Hooker steaming his way towards the title, So.
I mean, Volkanovski did everything better than Max Holloway in that fight.
That was crazy.
Yep.
I couldn't believe that.
After the fourth round, going into the fifth, I'm like, okay, Max needs a finish right here.
Yeah.
And if he doesn't get a finish, he's going to lose.
Got TKO him.
Didn't get a finish, so I wasn't surprised. Yeah. Motherfuckers.
Yeah.
Max thought, I read something that said Max thought he won 1, 3, 4, and 5.
Absolutely not.
Yeah. He thought he won 4 of the 5 rounds. I was like, dude, I don't think so.
I mean, your adrenaline's going. You were just in a fight, so obviously you think that you won the fight. That's a really common thing. I don't really see anyone scoring that for Holloway.
I don't either.
No, I don't think so.
I think a lot of definitely not 4 to 1.
Success I think Holloway gave to himself, which it is successful. It is a good thing that he did it, but it's not going to get you much as far as the judges' scorecards go. Is his defense of any takedowns that Volkanovski attempted? He stuffed every one. He looked good doing it. He got right off the cage, got his back off the cage, and went right back into striking with him. So for him in his head, that's a success.
Right.
That's a successful exchange. But I don't think the judges are scoring.
We've kind of talked about that before.
We have, and I don't think it gets much.
No, it doesn't.
Much in the judges'
you get a point
eyes,
for a takedown, but you don't get a point for a successful defensive one.
I mean, you might, but it's not. I don't think they judge it
right.
obviously nearly as high, which makes sense that they wouldn't, I guess. But
It's
and at
not
the same
getting you
time,
into
as
a dominant
fighter, when you're
position.
in there doing it, I think you're like, oh, yeah, fucking stuff.
But if you're a guy like
I'm
Max,
back on my feet. I'm back off the fence. We're back in the octagon where I want to
Right.
be in the middle, which is where.
if you're a
what Max
striker,
likes
you're
to do.
going, hell yeah, that
Control.
should get me points
Exactly.
because I'm
Yes.
keeping it in my dominant position.
Yep.
Yeah. The only thing is, it wasn't just a takedown battle. Volkanovski was lighting him up
Yeah.
with strikes.
Absolutely,
leg
he
kicks,
didn't
man.
like defend
The leg
tons,
kicks.
but I think it might have
Leg
contributed a little bit to him feeling
I
like he
couldn't
might have
believe-
won. Might have been the 3 or 4 or whatever takedowns that Volkanovski went for pretty well, and that Max was able to not let it happen. I think that might be why he feels the way he does.
Well,
Partially.
Volkanovski did everything right, and I think you brought it up to me today at work, right? The one thing that he brought to the table that we haven't really seen Holloway struggle with before was
The leg kicks, attack the legs.
insane.
Max's whole thing is his movement, his going in and out, him touching you up and then getting out before you can hit him, and Volkanovski just pieced his legs up right away and just destroyed that whole game plan for him.
Max loves to switch stances, and he wasn't really able to do it a lot because his legs just got worked initially, and so he had to stick in. But you know what? Credit to him, because when he walked out of the ring, I was like, holy fuck, man, good for you. I mean, maybe the adrenaline's still going pretty good, but it made me think of Mirai Cejudo from not all that long ago when Cejudo was in a wheelchair after the fight, and you're going, come on, man, like, how do those leg kicks not destroy Holloway?
Max took the most leg kicks in the UFC fight, I believe. He absorbed the most, and like you
Wouldn't
think
surprise me.
like, that was a good reference. But then like there's also Aldo and Faber, when Faber was he was doing an interview with Ariel, and he had him on Skype or whatever, and he's on crutches, and he's like, hey, I'm doing all right over here.
so. I mean, Holloway's tough as all hell.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely.
Now, one thing I do have to bring to it, and I'm not making any excuses for Holloway because Volkanovski beat him every single way on Saturday. Didn't they say on Holloway's walk to the cage, and he had it right on his headband?
Oh, yeah.
It didn't say RIP, it said RIL, rest in life, Vinny Boy.
Yeah.
So for those listening that weren't aware, Holloway had a friend. It wasn't a true brother, but they were raised together from a very
I thought
young
it was
age.
his cousin.
Was it a cousin?
I think it was
Okay,
his
it was a
cousin,
cousin.
but they were raised in the same house.
Yeah.
As brothers.
They were basically like brothers. But
Yeah.
It was his cousin.
And he was
Still family.
he was murdered.
Yeah.
Like, was it days before the
Yeah,
fight?
it was like 3 or 4 days before, if I'm remembering
Yeah,
correctly.
before the fight.
Yeah.
And so, like, obviously it was on his mind because it was obviously on his headband.
Right,
And
right.
I'm not making any excuses, but, like, there's no way. Like, what the day that it happened, there's no way that wasn't on Max's mind. There's
Hell
no
yeah.
way.
So Dana was talking about just straight up doing a rematch now. Holloway
Volkanovski
and
said he'd give it to him.
Volkanovski, in Australia. How
Yep.
you guys feel about that?
I like that. I think Max deserves it. We were looking
too.
at the stats. Everyone keeps on calling Max the greatest featherweight of all time. I agree, but because Aldo was the greatest featherweight of all time. I
And
think we
because
can,
he took him out, yeah.
And exactly. Aldo was the king. He got beat twice, finished twice. So that's why I give the greatest of all time, GOAT status at featherweight to McGregor.
You mean Holloway?
Max
Holloway. Fuck.
Yup.
That one fight he won.
12 seconds to forever fame.
Yep. Hell yeah. Biggest cash cow in the game.
Vinny, you were
It's like
saying
Jorge's been trying to slaughter him for like 2 years.
I was gonna say, yeah. In a lot of situations like this, like Max was champ for 3 years or so, something like that. I think he won it from Aldo in
and beat the
2016.
greats to do it. I mean,
yeah. You know, Max ran through everyone in that division. He beat everybody.
Edgar, Ortega,
Yeah.
Aldo twice.
Yeah,
and worked Ortega.
Oh, the most significant strikes landed in
Worked.
the most one-sided fight, title fight in UFC history. Like, it's crazy.
Yep.
But yeah, I think if Max, he needs to learn how to check some leg kicks. But aside from that, yeah, I would like to see a rematch.
Immediate rematch.
Yeah.
I mean, who else gets it? Zabit? Yair?
Personally, oh wait, never mind. Wrong weight class.
Beats cardio versus Volkanovski.
I'm the wrong weight. I'm thinking ahead right now, so I'm in the wrong weight class. So never mind. Who else gets it at 145?
Yeah. I mean, we got one this weekend.
That's a good question.
Yeah, Korean Zombie fighting this weekend.
My boy.
So if he takes out Frankie, he'd definitely bump up a little bit, but he did lose to Yair, who's one step ahead of him in the rankings. So
Now the thing with that one is he was winning the whole fight,
Yes, he
and I'm
was.
not making any
Yes, he
excuses
was.
for him. He got a bigger fight after that. He lost.
Yes.
After losing that fight, he got a bigger fight than Yair did. Yair fought Stevens,
Yes.
and Zombie fought Moicano, and I'm not sure, but I think Moicano was ranked higher than Stevens.
You thought that was a bigger fight? I mean,
Moicano?
Jeremy Stevens is definitely more popular, I think, in UFC than
He's more
Moicano.
popular, but Jeremy Stevens was coming off of a loss to Aldo. So Stevens didn't really have momentum, where Moicano was, I think, on a 2 or 3 fight win streak. No,
Aldo also just beat Moicano, too.
Oh, that's true. That's
Yeah.
true.
Aldo ends everybody's streak. They're like,
Yeah.
oh, nice streak you had there.
That's a nice streak you got there. It'd be a shame if someone took it.
I mean, I could
yeah,
see.
you're right. You're actually right. He lost to Aldo, and then he lost to Zombie.
I could see the winner of that fight
Moicano.
possibly getting a shot.
We're jumping a little far ahead, but yeah, no, that's.
As far as Zombie versus Edgar,
Well, I mean, Edgar just.
That's true, but
Yeah, Edgar
Edgar,
just
lost to
lost.
Max, not
And-
Volkanovski.
And yeah, I don't know though.
well, see, as a fan, I really want to see
true.
Zabit
That's
versus
true.
Yair. I really want to see that. So that
Yeah,
kind
me
of, for
too.
me, it takes Zabit and Yair out of the equation for the next title shot. But I do believe I agree with you guys that Holloway gets the next
I think
featherweight title shot.
If that fight actually happens, if Zabit and Yair actually fight, maybe the winner of that would be a next title contention. Now that I think about it, as opposed to the winner of Frankie Edgar and Korean Zombie.
I agree.
They're both higher than them.
Yeah, I would go with Zabit. Yeah, Zabit Yair if
Well,
they fight. And
Frankie's one step ahead.
Hey,
of
UFC,
Yair,
make
but
that fight. That's fucking fantastic fight, by the way. Holy shit.
You're
Yeah,
welcome,
let's not get
Dana.
into it, but we can, and hopefully we'll be able to.
I mean, it was supposed to have been made maybe years ago now at this point. And Yair refused. Yair got released. Yair got brought back. Zabit went on to fight, I think, Stevens or something. I want to see that fight really bad.
Yep. Me too. Amanda Nunes.
girl fight.
Girl fight. Amanda Nunes, still the champ.
Yep.
Jermaine Durandamy did good, though. I thought she looked
She
pretty
looked real
yeah.
good. She looked real good.
I have a couple comments to make about that fight. First one, in the beginning, it was looking like, oh, here's Amanda Nunes with
the
another
beginning.
first-round finish over another tough opponent, proving that she's unfuckwittable. But
Nunez fucked her
and
up.
then
Unfuckwittable.
Jermaine Durandamy survived, and then for the next few rounds looked really good on the feet and horrible at stuffing takedowns.
Oh, yeah.
I don't think
I don't
I've
think she
seen worse
stuffed one.
takedown defense ever.
Now, well, those takedowns were very
think
good.
she
The
stuffed
timing
one.
of those were great of Amanda Nunes.
Oh, yeah.
As Durandamy would throw out a jab or a strike or whatever,
Yes,
she would
timed
go
very well.
She would go under the strike and take her down. I'm like,
Yep.
very good, very good.
Lots of double legs.
Yeah. I mean, I was rooting for Nunez. Go ahead, Will.
Ryan,
Yeah.
up kicks.
Oh my
Ooh.
God,
I was so scared that
Triggered.
entire fight for those.
I
The entire time.
so I have like PTSD for the last all of 2019 really of these up kicks where it's just like these up kicks just come out of nowhere and just knock Nico Price knocking people out.
Oh, yeah.
I'm sure there's been other up kicks where like they get the guy and he
Not
goes
as loud
down.
as that one.
Amanda, she did get rocked by one of those up kicks.
She did.
in that fight.
She fell right on top of her, so it wasn't as noticeable as I think it would have been.
She
Yes.
fell into side control.
Yeah.
So that I think definitely helped her.
Yep.
Yeah.
But she fell into side control.
Oh yeah,
She
she definitely fell
take
on
side
top of her.
control.
Yeah.
She kind of fell
Yeah.
into it. That's the
Yep.
yeah, exactly.
I mean, props to Nunez for like I don't know if that was on purpose getting into side control, but it definitely helped her and keeping her head down away
I
from
think
like the
that's where
ref.
she was trying to go, and then
Yeah.
she caught the kick
got
and just
kicked in
kind of
the face.
fell, and the momentum took her to where she
Yeah.
was actually
Yeah.
trying to go to.
Yeah.
I mean, Durandamy, she had she's not the best on the ground. She just kind of gets into one position and just kind of holds defense there. She
Which
doesn't
worked
do-
for her
She
once.
doesn't. Yeah, I mean it works enough for her, but I mean she's not looking to advance her position to the point where she's going to get out of it. She kind of gets defensive and sort of, stays in one spot and gets a little stationary when she's on the ground.
With Durandamy, I think she kind of gave up on the round when she would get taken down, like, okay, well, I got the next round, and the next round, and the next round, and the next round, and they just, I love that sound. And the takedowns just kept on coming, and Nunez played a very smart game there. We got a striker, okay? She's very good at striking. Take her down. She's not as good at takedown defense. So, smart game by Nunez, just proved, to me, still the greatest of all time. I mean, she has now beaten every featherweight champ and every bantamweight champ that has ever been in the UFC. So that's very impressive, I think. So, I mean, I was rooting for Nunez, but
Definitely.
not easy, but a very good unanimous decision win, very decisive, you know.
Yeah, I wasn't surprised. I thought Amanda was going to win that fight too, but like I said, I was just a little disappointed, you know, with Germain's lack thereof of ground game. That
was crazy.
She needs as much improvement in her ground game as Max does at checking leg kicks. Like, there's two very obvious points to be made at the end of that night.
Now, granted, Nunez did go for some submissions. She did go for some arm locks, Kimuras.
I was gonna say a couple Kimuras,
and then Americano or something like that, whatever they were. But Durandamy was able to, you know, defend against all the submissions.
Yep.
So
that's good. Next fight for Durandamy, and anyone in your head for the next title shot, even
it's a weird
even if
spot.
it's not 135. You know, does Amanda move up to 145 next? Is she due to defend that title now, or do you think she stays 135? And if there's anyone in your guys' head that, you know, needs a shot right away and Amanda should stay there?
I got something for you guys. How about Holm versus Durandamy 2?
Okay.
Because I feel like Holm kind of got robbed out of that, and you know.
Yeah, it was early, right? You're saying early stoppage?
No, it was a decision.
Okay.
But
what am I thinking of?
You're thinking Aspen.
Oh, I'm thinking Aspen Ladd. Yep, you got it.
That one too. But I think Aspen Ladd, with her last one, she's up in the top 3, four. So top 4.
Wait,
so
let me go back.
I would like to see
Third.
That's the weirdest thing.
I wish
goes for moving up from 2, but she's at 3.
I wish Felicia Spencer.
Isn't that weird?
I wish Felicia Spencer would have done something, because Felicia Spencer could be fighting for the 145 title, and then we have Megan Anderson at 145. So I mean, those are really the only two options at 145 for Amanda. 135. I mean, Irina Aldana came out and made a statement, finishing Caitlin Vieira.
Yep.
I was just going to talk about that because she's actually ahead of Aspen Ladd.
Caitlin
Vieira.
Yeah, she was undefeated.
Well, she won't be anymore, but
no, she was undefeated and then got finished decisively by Aldana.
Beautiful knockout.
Yes.
Did you think that she was ahead in that fight until she got knocked out?
I wasn't paying too much of attention to
I thought she was. I thought she was ahead in that fight until she got knocked out.
Vieira?
Yeah. I thought she was winning the striking battle, and then she got caught. But
somewhat even, I think.
Think so?
Actually. Yeah.
I mean,
think she was winning decisively.
Going into the fight, I thought Caitlin
wasn't
was
looking
going to
bad though. Yeah.
I
undefeated. I mean, yeah.
So maybe
it's hard to argue against undefeated.
Yeah,
it's tough because I mean, Aspen Ladd got the quick stoppage. So I mean, does she fight Durandamy again and see what happens, or do they just give her a title shot?
I don't think.
I mean, if you get knocked down by Durandamy, who's to say that one of those big right hands from Nunez isn't going to just put her out?
Right.
You know what I mean?
And then Ladd getting a win. I mean,
she did get a win.
Yeah, was it last weekend?
Yeah, it was just last weekend, yeah. And she looked good.
Yeah, she was barking.
Yeah, she looked really good. Oh, yeah.
That was so funny.
Yeah, I remember talking about that.
Then the super awkwardness after with the camera right in her face.
Yeah,
she does not like that.
No.
You can tell she does not like any of that.
Definitely not. I was just going to say, you got anything else on that one there?
We can move on.
Moving on up. You guys listen to me bitch horribly about Mirais not throwing any fucking leg kicks.
Yes.
The entire fight. I was going, dude, you kicked Cejudo's legs off and you threw 2 the entire fight.
You were having an argument with the TV and the TV was winning.
He kicked Jose that first one and then went for his head the entire rest of the fight and never gave up on it. And I thought that lost him the fight, honestly.
Same with Aldo, though.
Aldo, he somehow won.
Aldo wasn't throwing leg kicks either.
Yeah,
no,
so
true.
he came down from 145, and first I have to say he looked amazing.
He looked like a mummy at the weigh-in.
But he didn't bring the leg kicks.
He did look good. Do you guys agree or disagree with the decision?
I thought Jose got it.
I just wanted to comment real quick about the leg kick thing. Yeah, everybody's been saying that. Like, Jose Aldo used to be super feared for his leg kicks. Like,
Yep.
Like I think I was saying earlier, like he had Uriah Faber on crutches
Right.
after their title match for just those leg kicks. Like, he used to be a former soccer star. Man knows how to kick. So I don't know why he's not implementing that as much as he does. But as far as the decision goes, the first time I watched it through, because I watched it twice, I did think that Aldo won it. But I think maybe I thought that more because Moraes was gassing out after the first round. The second time through, I was after I knew the outcome, I was like, yeah, I definitely can see it go either way, but that's why it's a split decision.
I mean, watching it live with the commentary, with the commentating team and everything, I definitely had Aldo. I think maybe I was a little swayed with the commentary because at work, Nick, shout out Nick. No, you're listening. Nick? You watch and listen to every single one. Thank you. Appreciate it. We were talking at work, and he was saying that he didn't watch the fight live. He watched it after because he was tired or something. And so he watched it without the commentating. He watched it without the the commentary and all that. And knowing the result ahead of time, he knew Moraes had won by split decision. And without the commentating, he said that he thought Moraes won that fight. And so now I'm curious. I want to go back and watch it without commentary.
Just on mute.
With it on mute and knowing the result and trying to add it up, maybe I could see Moraes winning. It was a close fight, but I definitely had Aldo.
Yep, I'm with you on that. I had Aldo. It's definitely a close fight. I don't hate the decision. I don't think it was a robbery by any means. Moraes landed heavy shots. He landed more heavier damaging shots than Aldo did. But yeah, while we were watching the fight before the decision was announced, I was thinking Aldo just because he definitely had more octagon control, and he was definitely the guy that was moving forward and putting the pressure on more pretty much the entire fight, except for maybe the first round. I would say Moraes probably looked his best.
After Moraes caught him with that head kick, Aldo was tough for a couple minutes where he was still getting his shit back together.
Yeah, he got rocked. Yeah, rocked really big in that first round with that head kick from Moraes. Moraes coming out strong. And then he gassed a little bit, but he didn't gas out. He slowed down, but kind of the way that he fights with the big strikes, big powerful strikes that he throws, it's like you can't sustain that for 5 rounds at that level. So, but he still looked good though. He didn't completely gas out. And
you want to know just how even it was? So Moraes lands 59 out of 137 strikes. Jose Aldo lands 63 out of 152 strikes. That's ridiculous, okay? So Moraes, which this is kind of crazy, his total strikes are 59, his significant strikes 59. They counted every single one of his strikes as a significant one.
Yeah, exactly what I was just saying. He landed more of the heavier, more damaging strikes.
But Jose landed 58 significant strikes.
Oh.
Yeah.
Out of
real close.
Out of his 63 strikes. So he only had 5 non-significant strikes in that fight. But Moraes got 1 takedown.
Oh, yeah.
One
at the end of the
takedown.
first, that's right.
Right.
Jose Aldo went in for the takedown, and Moraes just kind of flipped him, right?
Yes.
That
it was like
cool.
a judo throw,
That was
kind
cool.
of.
The first round?
Yeah, right at the end of the
I thought
first
it was
round.
in the second.
Yeah, that was cool. He kind of used his momentum. They spun around real quick. He was like,
That was sweet.
yeah, that was good.
Now, I think the pressure has a lot to do with the decision because Aldo was constantly the one moving forwards, I think. Moving forwards in that fight. Something would happen where they would have a little bit of separation. He would literally run right back and get right back in Moraes' fight, or right back in his face. So, I mean, as far as pressure and aggressiveness, I would say Aldo throughout most of the fight, from what I saw. Don't know how that agrees with what you were saying, though, Will.
that
I thought Aldo won. I don't know if I'd say robbed, like you were saying. Like you don't feel
I
like
don't
anybody
think he was
got robbed.
It looked like
But
he won.
yeah, no, I definitely thought he won.
Yeah, you were saying with the pressure that Aldo was putting on him.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. That's why I feel like Aldo did win. It's because he was, he put on the most pressure. He was the fighter that was constantly moving forward,
Advancing.
and controlling the octagon. But Moraes just apparently it was
Landed
even closer
5
than
more
I thought it
significant
was.
strikes.
Like I'm just kind of giving it. That's probably why he got the nod
And
was
one
'cause he just
takedown.
landed. Yeah, the takedown.
You never know exactly how these refs score it. You know what I mean?
Without that takedown, like.
That's what I mean. I mean, it could have
who
been
knows?
that close, where
it was a close
these refs
fight.
were just like,
It
well,
was
he
close.
got one takedown.
Both guys looked really good.
1 for 2 is better than 0 for 0.
Going into the fight, I completely counted Aldo out. I've been saying it for literally ever since they announced the fight at 135. I'm like, he's not going to make 135. He's not going to make 135.
Yeah, I
Aldo.
didn't think so.
Like I said, he
thought
looks like a mummy.
Yeah, I thought he struggled to make 145.
Ryan said he wouldn't make 144.
Yeah, I said yeah,
He didn't make 135. He made 136.
136.
He did make 136.
And he said that it was easy, and honestly, he did make it look easy. I don't know if it was bullshitting, but like his face looked so bad.
That was the worst of it, honestly,
it was
because
his face. His body
he
looked
was
fine.
sitting there. And this is so bad. He was sitting in an interview. I think it was the day of weigh-ins or the day before, and he's sitting there in a black hoodie with it all the way up on his face, and he actually looked like death. What I would assume death looked like. His whole face was sunken, and it's this black hood over his face. I'm like, dude.
That's too good.
I thought he was going to take one kick to the leg, and it was just going to snap like a toothpick. That's exactly what I thought was going to happen. I'm like, dude, you're just not going to have anything.
He looked good coming in.
He looked
though.
great.
Yeah, he did.
He looked
looked
completely
great.
different from the day before weigh-ins. And
Oh,
then,
yeah.
And then weigh-ins, he looked actually a little bit better. And then the day of the fight, he looked normal.
Yeah.
He looked, well, maybe not exactly normal, but like
Close.
close.
He looked
way
about
close.
to the weight that he fights with at 145, honestly.
Yeah,
He looked just as big.
It was literally his face that he really
Yes,
didn't,
that honestly, yes.
which kind of makes sense because it was a long weight cut. He's been
it's
doing
not like
it for
he's super
preparing for
small.
it for weeks, months probably.
Well, I actually
see,
thought
like,
Moraes
5'6",
was going to be.
5'7".
I thought Moraes was going to be a lot smaller than Aldo. I was like, oh man, Aldo's if he can make
Aldo
it.
did look bigger.
He did look bigger, but not that much bigger. So
Agreed.
I thought someone was coming through the door.
I hope no one's coming out of my laundry room because they should not be in there.
So, Moraes
choked
landed
out.
4 leg kicks. Jose landed 3.
Yeah, the
That's
leg
insane.
kick, the leg kicks is just
That's
crazy to me.
insane.
It's almost like Edson Barboza. We know him for leg kicks.
Yeah.
We know Aldo for leg kicks.
Yeah.
It's their next fight. Like
Just because of the last fight, I knew Moraes for leg kicks, and then he threw 5.
yeah,
What the hell?
Volkanovski broke the record.
Right?
yeah,
Right.
On a night that Aldo and Moraes both fight.
Moraes fight each other.
And like, if you had asked anyone like who's gonna get the most leg kicks, they would have said either Moraes or Aldo.
Yeah,
Probably
I would
Aldo.
think so.
And it's like, no, Volkanovski. Okay.
Right.
All right.
Right.
Huh?
Do you want to bet hot sauce on that?
So after this fight happened, Cejudo
Did you
hit
see
up.
that cringeworthy
Finding
video?
better ones.
I did see the video, but what I'm talking about is Cejudo hitting up Dana White
Oh, I saw that too.
and said that the decision was bullshit, and he wants to treat Aldo
As the winner.
as if he won that fight because he believes he did win the fight, and Cejudo would like to give Aldo the next title shot. How you guys feel about that?
In the video, he called him what? Jose Waldo?
Yeah. Yeah, he did. Yeah.
Well, I mean, Moraes was number 1 going into this fight. He just fought for the title. He's still number 1 contender. And Aldo, according to Cejudo and Dana White, beat the number 1 contender.
Yeah, I mean, as far as who deserves the next title shot nowadays, does the matchmakers really care so much about that these days?
Piotr Jan.
Not really. So
Yeah.
I could
That wouldn't
see them
piss me
giving
off.
Aldo the next title shot against Cejudo for sure. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Just for a fresh matchup, like they're not going to throw Moraes right back in there. You know that.
Right.
So
Anybody else think Cejudo should
Yeah.
defend that flyweight belt before he goes back to bantamweight?
Against Benavidez.
He either has to fucking defend it or
Benavidez,
get the
yes,
fuck out.
for
Sorry,
sure.
man.
Benavidez is just like sleeping. Like,
Yeah.
dude, start calling him out or something. Like,
Yeah,
His wife's making all the money. What's he care? Megan O'Leavy's taking care of him.
She's hot though.
That's his wife?
Yeah. Justin Benavidez is married to Megan O'Leavy.
Dang.
She almost got
Good for him.
She almost got ran over
Like
a
2
couple
times.
Yeah. Don't stand in front of professional fighters on
She
their way
doesn't
to a
care.
cage.
They know not to touch her.
I don't want to jump into this right away.
Except Greg Hardy.
just-
Greg
just
Hardy's not sure
because-
whether or not he should touch her.
But as far as flyweight contenders go, Brandon Moreno looked great.
He beat Kai Kara
He
France.
looked awesome. He looked so good.
He beat the only guy to lose
From City Kickboxing.
from City Kickboxing. Yeah.
New Zealand.
Yep. So, sticking in the 135, you guys want to go ahead and Uriah Faber and Petr Yan?
Yes.
Are we good there,
Yeah.
Zach?
Yeah.
All right.
Let's do it.
Petr Yan might be one of my new top 5, top 3 favorite fighters.
Beast.
This is the third
You
time
got
I've
one
seen him
last
fight. I think
week.
it's
You
his
got
fourth
one
or
this
fifth.
week.
Yeah. I think
Last week it was what? It was that
Bryce Mitchell.
Yes.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
Yeah, Alabama,
he's
bro.
up there as well.
Arkansas.
Yeah.
Arkansas.
These are guys
Arkansas,
I've been keeping an eye on, and that I've always
Excuse me,
kind of
Arkansas.
liked, but haven't really. I've just been waiting for that big performance, and I
Oh,
think
he
they
had
both
Jan.
just gave it to me these last
He had
couple weeks.
Jan Blachowicz too.
Jan Blachowicz. Yeah. he's-
Blachowicz.
Yeah.
Never say
I'm gonna wait till we get to it, but Ben Askren's son.
Oh.
That's why I was excited about
Yeah,
this week.
he's cool too. He's good too.
Chase
But
the
I
dream.
wouldn't be upset to see Jan get the next shot, or Petr Yan versus Marlon Moraes would be a fucking sweet fight to watch.
Yeah.
So I think Jan definitely will be eventually fighting for the title. I don't think he deserved. He killed Faber, right? Super impressive.
Destroyed
I just got
him.
so excited. Okay, so
Right.
we all know Frankie Edgar's fighting this weekend. Corey Sandhagen needs somebody to fight. Petr Yan.
Ooh.
Yeah. Well, Jan.
Petr Yan didn't take too much damage in this fight. I think he could
No.
fight in like 2-3 months.
What was he ranked
Definitely.
at? What was he ranked going into this?
Petr was 4.
He was ranked
Sandhagen's
number-
3, and then
Ooh.
it's Sterling and Moraes.
I like that.
So
Right?
I don't like passing on Sterling.
yeah,
he's
yeah.
like-
we were saying last time that Sterling versus Sandhagen would be a dope fight. Too.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
So, I mean, for some reason, okay, so Jan beat Faber. Faber was ranked number 12 or 14 or something. So I don't think that
12.
12.
Oh, okay, 12.
Well, yeah, just sub 10 or above 10.
As far as rankings go, I agree with that, but still, Uriah Faber.
He's a legend.
Oh yeah, he's
They
a
dropped
legend.
Uriah in at the
I know
bottom
he's
of it
40,
just because there's a lot
and
of good dudes.
He
in
hasn't
that
fought in a
division.
while, but he did look good in his last fight. That was fairly recent.
Right.
So, and a big name.
It's just that Sandhagen just beat Sunsao, I believe, who is higher ranked than Faber. He doesn't have as
And
big
worked a Sunsao.
It worked
He
him.
beat the
And
fuck
prior
out of
to
a
this,
Sunsao.
though, you got Petr Yan beat God damn it, John Dodson, and then who his last fight he just finished
Jimmy Rivera.
Jimmy Rivera.
Yeah.
Right, exactly.
So I mean, they're both on a tear. Plus, we have Aldo in here now. Moraes is still there. Aljamain Sterling. Help me out here. Some other the bantamweight is just stacked.
Rob Font, Cody
absolutely.
Garbrandt.
I don't know if they're exactly top 5, but
fight, right?
he did. He's
Garbrandt's fighting
in Ohio, March 28th.
Yes.
He's fighting.
Isn't it a Suns? Is it a
Is it
Sunsao?
Sunsao,
Yeah.
yeah,
Sunsao.
Sunsao.
Yeah.
Speaking of Cody, what was the deal with him and Pater after the fight?
Him and Piotr got into it.
What was the
backstage.
deal? Just Cody's mad because he whipped the fuck out of his coach, or what?
I don't know. I don't know what it was.
Like, it's
I
just
think
business.
Cody was basically saying that he wanted to fight Piotr.
Right
And-
then?
Yeah, pretty much. And I think Piotr was into it. He was like, "Yeah, let's do this." He's like, "I'm in fighting clothes. You're in a fucking suit. Let's do this." You're gonna lose.
Well. Yeah, I mean, I could.
the 3-piece in the silver.
Right.
Yeah, right.
I mean, I can kind of see where Cody's coming from because Jan, he didn't disrespect Faber, but he didn't respect him. During that fight, I mean, he had his hands up and he's doing this at him.
Oh, after he
he
knocked
kinda
him
fight-
down, he did that at the end.
Yeah.
But
he
if
did
you
that,
hear,
he did that twice with both times he knocked him down. He's like, "Fucking got you."
but the thing
told
is,
you.
if you listen to Jan after the fight, he said that Uriah never stopped talking shit the entire time they were in the ring together.
Yeah, I thought so too.
Right.
It looked
so
to
when
me
he was
like,
knocking him down, it was like, what the fuck, man?
Yeah,
you keep talking all this shit, and I keep knocking you down.
I know for a fact. I don't know which knockdown it was, but right before it, Uriah like kind of taunted him too. He's like, "Let's go," and then he just knocked him down like a second later, and I was like, "Oh, that's what you get."
Even the commentators were saying like they were talking shit to each other. Like they were talking to each other throughout the whole fight.
You could see at one point Uriah was right in his ear, and he was kind of like nuzzling up against him, and he was definitely talking some shit when he was doing it.
Although I don't know, I can't say Faber didn't take this fight seriously because he definitely took this fight seriously. He got the 100%. Shit take beaten out of him. But like
credit to him for continuing the fight with that fucking knot on his eye too.
Oh my god,
yeah.
I thought they were gonna stop it.
I thought they were too.
I thought it was gonna be over as well.
If it was New York, they would have stopped it.
I think we said that.
I'm really glad it wasn't. Really glad that it wasn't.
I think you guys did say that during the fight. But
that's funny.
I don't like that Faber kept on waving to his wife and kid. Like
I thought that was really funny the first time.
Yeah,
when he got like punched in the face and then was just looking at him like, "Hey, no, I'm good."
Yeah, he was like giving him the
that was kind of funny.
He was giving him the thumbs up, and then the next time he looked over at him and like did something again, and that's when he got the elbow in the clinch.
Right,
and it's like, pay attention to the fight, dumbass.
What the fuck you doing, dude?
I can't call him a dumbass because he's a legend,
right?
And I don't know shit. I'm just some guy sitting in a basement. But like,
damn right you are.
But like,
be proud.
Drinking hot sauce.
I'm the dumbass here. But like, dude, pay attention.
Took Max Holloway.
That's funny. Yeah,
I would like to officially, on the official Guys Talking Fights podcast, refer to these from now on as hot shots.
Hot shots.
All right. Hot shots. I like it.
That's perfect.
Oh, Frankie Edgar. Frankie Edgar also might be coming down to bantamweight as well. So
Yeah,
he should.
He should. So he still might. We don't know.
We'll see what
happens after
he fights Korean Zombie.
He'll get beat by Korean Zombie.
But bantamweight is just fucking stacked.
It is. Move on from there.
Yeah,
gentlemen.
Moving on.
Damn, we're almost at an hour.
Yeah,
we're at 55.
What I'm saying.
Okay.
Moving on here.
Moving on.
We going
Jeff
right
Neal,
to
Mike Perry.
Well, I was gonna say we going right to Mike Perry.
Woo!
Yeah, good for Hands
Quick
of Steel.
finish,
I hate seeing Perry. He's
Mike
like
Perry.
Cowboy to me. You hate to see him lose. You like to see him win.
Mm-hmm.
Just
because you like him.
But good for Hands of Steel. He looked great.
Yeah.
Yeah, he did. And I was super impressed. When you think of first round finishes in fights that involve Mike Perry, he's on the winning side of that equation. Yeah. And for Jeff Neal to go in there and do that to him, and after the dog fight he had with Nico Price before, I was like, if he has a fight like that with Mike Perry, he ain't gonna be too happy with the outcome. And then he went in there just precise and picked his shot and just took him out early.
He was
90 seconds in.
He was very patient with his strikes. He was very calculated with the strikes. That was very impressive. And was this the first time Perry's ever been finished by strikes?
Yes.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's big.
Yep.
Because he's known as the durable guy. And Zach, I think
his last fucking fight.
Oh yeah, I mean, he got his nose like fucking plastered to his ear.
Dude, I thought for sure he was dead after that last fight. With how much blood was pouring all over the mat before they were done, I was like, dude, the guy can't have any blood left in his head.
Yeah,
it's ridiculous.
Didn't you say that Jeff Neal actually quit his job because?
Yes, when he got the call to fight Mike Perry, he was waiting tables somewhere, and he quit his job waiting tables so he could train full time.
He called up his lady. He's like, "It's red panty night, baby."
It's red panty night. That's great.
Good for Jeff Neal. I'm excited to see what.
Exactly.
Next fight for him. Anybody?
I immediately called it before they even announced the winner. Like as he was walking away from Perry, I announced Santiago Ponzinibbio.
I like that.
Although
next for
he's ranked pretty high. He's in the top 5, and I don't even think Neal's in the top 10 yet.
I don't think Ponzinibbio's top 5. I think Ponzinibbio is 7.
Is he?
Ponzinibbio is 7.
7 versus 4. Okay, that makes kind of sense.
Oh,
that's not too bad.
He's on quite the win streak too. He's got like 6 or 7 wins.
I think he actually has more wins in a row in the UFC welterweight division than Usman.
He's also from Argentina. #South America. #meat capital of the world. We brought that up last podcast.
Nice, dude.
For a second, I thought you were talking about Jeff Neal. I'm like,
I
don't think that's right.
Oh, baby.
I'm just staring at him like, what?
got it right away.
So I mean,
South
just
America.
below,
We don't know shit about South America.
just below Ponzinibbio is Stephen Thompson, who just won a fight too against Vicente Luque, who's only one spot ahead of Jeff Neal.
That'd be an interesting fight. Jeff Neal and Stephen Thompson.
Yeah.
I like the Ponzinibbio fight better though, honestly.
I've
Ponzinibbio's
never
heavy
seen
wrestling,
Ponzinibbio
correct?
fight. I
You
don't
have.
think.
He does
You
have
have.
good wrestling, does he not?
I know you have.
Yeah.
Yes, no.
What?
Ponzinibbio wrestling.
Takedown defense.
Okay.
I don't know. He's a striker.
Jeff Neal's got some good wrestling, correct?
I don't know Neil's background, but Santiago Ponzinibbio was definitely he was in the striking world before UFC.
Okay.
He won some global championship.
It might be confusing with someone. I mean, I know who he is, but I might be
His last
confusing that
fight
with
is
someone
over a
else.
year ago.
Similar.
Yeah.
Ponzinibbio.
Yeah.
Exactly.
He fought Magny on November 17th.
Yes, and he
last
knocked him
year.
out, right? Did he knock him? I think he.
Yes.
Yeah. He looked good.
Late, though.
I watched that fight. Yeah, he was
Fourth
wrecking
round.
him if I recall correctly. Like he might have
Magny
knocked
isn't
him
even
out late,
ranked.
but
Magny versus Perry.
But Perry was Ponzinibbio's second to last fight.
Where's Neil Magny been?
He's at 15th.
He was scheduled to fight in UFC Rochester against Luque,
Yeah.
and he had to pull out.
Yep.
And then
He did,
You haven't
he
really
did
seen him
lose his
much.
last fight, right?
Yes, to Ponzinibbio.
Oh, to Ponzinibbio.
Yep.
Luque or
No.
Neil Magny.
Yes.
Neil Magny.
Okay.
Yeah, he was someone that was he shot up real fast, kind of made a little bit of a name for himself, and then just kind of fell off the
Right.
map. You know.
He's 21-8. He has a lot more losses than some of these other guys.
Who
Yeah.
Magny?
Mhm.
Yeah, he went on like
Yeah.
a 6-fight win streak.
Yeah, and then
He fought 6 times in a year, maybe
did he
5 or
lose
something.
1 or 2 in a row, and then he just hasn't fought in a while.
Yeah, pretty much. He
Right.
lost his momentum.
Definitely lost his last fight, like you were just saying, Ponzinibbio. I thought he might have lost one prior to that.
I don't know.
I could be wrong, but
Maya?
yeah, he lost.
Maya?
And
Lost
I
Maya?
don't know. I'm not sure.
There was a 3-second knockout against White. Whoever White is.
Alex White?
Could be. That dude.
3 seconds.
Yeah, that's what it says.
No, that's not
right?
That's not right because
Well, Jorge's knockout was the
It's
fastest.
it's 5, so that
Yeah.
doesn't
Yeah.
make any sense.
Left in the fight.
come on UFC,
It
update
says
your website.
Yeah, it could be. Oh yeah, no, it still has Holloway as the champion on the website.
Come on,
Yeah.
fucking UFC.com.
And he fought Condit before that.
Right.
If you need anyone to do that, we're.
I don't know how to.
I don't know how, but if you hired me, I'll learn.
Moving on.
Moving on. So, any other fights on the?
Well, we hit
Prelims
Ketlin
on top
Vieira
of
and
it?
Irene Aldana
Yeah,
a little bit.
That
Yeah.
was nice. It was a great fight.
Great knockout. Yeah. Absolutely.
Matt Brown finished.
I was
Ben
going to say
Saunders.
elbows.
Woo, Matt Brown. I said last
Elbows.
week, I said, Ben kind of gets knocked out a lot. And I was telling Ryan earlier at work, I'm like, about 5 seconds before Matt finished him, I'm like, I'm surprised that he has survived this long. And then Matt was just like, boop, right on the chin. And that was it.
Funny enough, you did say like, oh, you better catch him with that Diego Sanchez elbow that he hit with Diego Sanchez, and he did hit him with it. He didn't finish him with it, but like he did hit him with those elbows. I'm a Ben Saunders fan, but man, I don't know what's going on with him. He loses a lot.
It's funny. I was a big fan of Matt Brown when he was in, all the way back in.
Ultimate Fighter.
Yes. Wasn't that one of the first Ultimate Fighters?
It was like first 5 or something.
Oh, yeah.
It was early.
I remember being a big fan of him back then.
How about Chase Hoopa?
Hoopa!
Chase Hoopa going to the early prelims. Hoopa,
Ben
fucking
Askren's
Hoopa.
son.
Yeah, right?
Yeah,
Way to go, son.
he looked.
I
He
love
looked
that. Dude,
fucking
he looked
really
great.
impressive.
He looked
If
great.
if no one understands what we're saying, Ben Askren after the fight made a tweet saying, "Congratulations."
Yeah, like, way to go, son, or
Yeah, way to
something
go,
like
son.
that.
Because he looks like him. He's got the fro.
Yeah, he's got the fro, and, yep.
He's a skinny, tall kid. He looks like he's 12. He sounds like he's 12, but he's a hell of a
Is he
fighter.
20?
He is 20.
Yeah, I was going to say, that's the worst part about winning a fight in Vegas is that,
He-
he probably could go out and drink, but.
Yeah, I'm sure he's got a hookup. I'm sure. But yeah, he's the youngest fighter on the UFC roster.
Really?
20 years old. Yes.
Sweet.
Yes, he is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm excited to see him keep fighting.
He beat Daniel Tamer, by the
Daniel
way.
Tamer.
By
He
TKO.
had the mounted triangle throwing the elbows. That
Yeah.
was nice. That was beautiful.
Did really good. He pulled
Very
himself in the
skilled.
garb. And I think someone said that he was like Spider-Man or something like that.
Oh, yes, because he climbed the cage at one point
Yeah.
when to get out of like a takedown or
Yeah.
to get out of something. Yeah, now I want to find it, but he like literally he was getting like taken down and he like walked up the cage to flip it. Yeah, it was pretty ridiculous.
Kid's got
that.
tons of potential.
Must have missed that.
Someone, I think,
Probably in
actually,
here grabbing some food or something.
well, I think you were saying like he's like a younger Sean O'Malley because he's like
Yeah.
a skinny, white, weird-looking kid.
yeah, essentially, who's very good at fighting people.
Skinny, white, and weird.
You just described Rory McDonald as well. So.
I described myself.
just grab 95% of white people.
That's is what it is. Is what it is. Shout out Willie. No one will get that.
Yeah,
That's okay.
Well, if we are indeed done talking about that one, I would like to talk about the fact.
What
that-
the fuck is that?
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, that was really cool.
We're watching the Spider-Man thing right now.
I would like to bring up Jessica Ai's fight and talk about how she in fact did win, but also missed weight by 6 pounds.
Which is funny, because she was blasting Sajara Eubanks about missing weight. And, like, it's so unprofessional to miss weight. I would never miss weight. And here you go missing weight. So Sajara immediately, gonna sneeze. Thank you.
God bless.
Thanks. Thank you for all the viewers.
Got some tight.
I want everyone to say bless you in the comments.
Max.
10 bless yous and Ryan shaves his head.
That'd be funny.
10 people comment, bless you, Ryan shave his head.
I can't. My sister's wedding's like next week.
Perfect.
I do that.
But yeah, so Sajara Eubanks immediately took to social media and posted Ai's interview all over Ai's like Facebook wall or whatever it was.
Right.
Like, oh, there you go. You were talking all this shit about missing weight, and you go and miss weight by 6 pounds.
Yeah.
Ai goes on and says like, oh yeah, I was trying something new, didn't work. She was apologizing here and there, but
Don't fix what ain't broke.
yeah, exactly.
It's weird, like when people miss weight, it's like how much weight. I don't mean to like be punny when I say this, but how much weight does your win carry when you've missed weight? You know, like Yoel Romero missed weight when he knocked out Luke Rockhold, and his next fight he got a title shot. So I don't know how much it really matters. You know,
Missing weight by 6 pounds is a lot, especially when you weigh at 126. I think Daniel Cormier said that her missing weight by that much would be the same as Daniel Cormier going into a light heavyweight title fight weighing 215 pounds. Like, she
Like
missed
your
by 6
percentage?
pounds, percentage-wise, yeah. And it's like, that's actually a decent amount, weighing 215.
It's a lot. It's a lot of weight, man. When you're
Yeah.
trying to weigh at 125, you weigh 131.
Yeah.
It's a good amount.
I mean, when I saw everybody posting online, like, oh my God, it's so, like, just, I don't know. I didn't think it was that as big of a deal as everybody else did.
It's just a lot of weight to miss. It's not. I mean,
That's
they go
that's
through
the
tough weight
worst
cuts.
part
It's
for
not
me.
an easy thing to do.
When
but
it's like
that's
a
just lot
pound
to
or like
miss
2
by.
pounds, I'm like, dude, like whatever, man.
Depends
like,
too.
I
Also,
can't
like, did
hate on
she
them.
get injured during camp? Was she sick? Like, there's a lot of
Yeah.
stuff that goes into it. Like,
Yeah.
it's not an easy thing to do for these fighters to make these weights. But
then to
that's
I
just-
can't
it's
even
still
drop
just-
like
it's a
15
lot of
fucking
weight, you know,
pounds. I
you're-
can't even
you're-
imagine
you're
getting down to like
contracted to do that. You're
135
expected
or
to
even
do it.
that.
You're
Jesus.
agreeing to do it, which is why you give up 30% of your purse if you don't make weight.
and she's been in the UFC for a while, so I'm actually glad
She just
that
fought for a title.
she just fought for a title. Her paycheck probably got pretty good after that
Oh,
fight.
sure.
So
She did get immediately kicked to the prelims.
yeah. Well, I mean, better
The
than
early prelims.
I think
better than Liz Carmouche getting released.
just get released.
I think you were saying
That's
you
crazy.
know like 6 pounds, maybe like a lot of people are rolling their eyes at it, like, oh my God, like, but I
It was
think,
actually 5, because she could have weighed
Well,
120.
oh, yeah.
okay, with the 1 pound allowance,
Yeah,
but
whatever.
I think it's a bigger deal in my mind, like when you're closer to the next weight class up than you are to
Yeah,
the one you're about
that
to
is
fight
kinda-
because she was 4 pounds off from 135
don't
and
even
6
think
pounds
about
off
that.
of the fight
Yeah.
she was supposed to be in.
Yeah,
weight
I
she was supposed to
didn't
be
even
in.
think of that.
She
That's
was
kind of
She
crazy.
was practically a bantamweight fighting a flyweight.
Right?
Pretty much.
Yeah,
So
that's kinda crazy.
I'm glad that the
And
girl
she won.
She won, yeah. But I'm glad the other girl got hopefully a good payday from that.
Hopefully. Yeah. And she got 30% of whatever I was going to make plus whatever she was contracted to
You were
make.
gonna make something?
She got.
You
She
said
got
I.
30% of.
Oh, I.
Jessica
E-
I.
Oh,
wow.
wow.
Whatever I was gonna
fucking
make,
guy.
I was like, oh, you got paid? Shit.
Whatever Jessica I was going to make.
There you go.
All right. Yeah, go ahead, dude.
Do we want to touch on Moreno versus Cara France next?
I didn't watch it. I know.
Oh, you didn't watch? Oh,
I didn't-
that was
no.
great. Go watch
I didn't see any of the.
right now. Don't wait.
I saw Hooper. Okay.
Yeah, absolutely
Cool,
phenomenal
Pakistan.
performance by Brandon Moreno. He looked so good. He's so fast and just technical, accurate. Just like he's definitely a problem at that division. He his last fight, he had that nice fight against
Pettis?
Askarov, and it came
yes.
to a draw, and that was
Yeah.
a very good fight. And
It was a fun one to watch.
Yes, absolutely. But yeah, Brandon Moreno
What
is
are we
looking
saying?
great in that flyweight division. He is very much making a statement as to why they need to keep the flyweights around.
I hope they do.
He rolled that dude's eyes back into his head.
Oh,
before
that's
they even got down.
Sorensen? Is that who that is?
Bam.
Oh,
Man.
That's Sorensen, right? He's Hawaiian.
Yeah.
So if Cejudo's granting title shots to Aldo and all that, bantamweight's really on fire right now.
Yeah.
What about maybe Benavidez versus Moreno?
Two different classes, right? Isn't oh no.
Benavidez is flyweight. Yeah, they're both flyweights.
Yep.
So I don't know if they've already fought before, but if they haven't, that could be a good title eliminator.
Funny thing is, I know Cejudo came out this weekend and said, hey, I want Jose Aldo instead, but he also said earlier in the week, I believe it was on a Brazilian, he got interviewed while he was in Brazil, and he said that if I don't get paid correctly, I'll just quit. I'll just quit fighting UFC.
Who said that?
Cejudo.
I don't know. Prior to this fight, Brandon Moreno, sorry, going back to that real quick, he lost to Sergio Pettis. And then last year he fought
Sergio
once.
Pettis doesn't even in the
and
UFC
he lost
anymore.
to Alexandra
Pantoja.
Pantoja.
He's never fought Benavidez, though. And flyweight is not
And this
very
is his
deep.
first fight of this. So he's coming off a 2-fight losing streak to win this fight. So
Okay.
I don't know if he should be.
He looked really good though.
No, not taking that away from him. But he's last 3 fights he's lost 2 or 3. But that weight class is
Shallow.
it's kind of
It's shallow.
They
Talking
let some guys
flyweight?
go.
Flyweight, yeah.
Yeah,
Men's
that's-
flyweight.
I don't even know. Juicy Formiga.
Unfortunately.
Juicier.
Yeah.
Juicier from
Formiga, yeah, I like
Stevenson
Formiga.
Figueiredo.
Figueredo,
Mm.
yeah. Figueredo.
Alex Pantoja.
Who just beat
Pantoja.
Yep.
Moreno, Cara France.
Yeah.
Not much.
Maybe not the most shallow, but
Askarov.
It's not as
All
shallow.
the way down.
NASCAR.
It's not as shallow as women's featherweight.
Yeah, true.
Doesn't even have a drop down.
Hey, Megan Anderson, she got a fight.
Oh, no, sorry. That's, women's featherweight. Doesn't even have a drop down.
Featherweight.
So Megan Anderson has a fight. Who's she fighting?
That's random as hell.
I have no fucking idea.
Oh, she's fighting.
She's fighting a girl named DuPont. Norma, sorry, not DuPont, Dumont. Norma Dumont.
Oh, I was going to say paint.
Right.
Paint.
I don't, anybody know who the hell Norma Dumont is?
No.
Ever heard of her?
Nope.
I hadn't heard of the last girl Megan Anderson fought either.
Who's she fight?
I don't know. I don't remember their name.
Yeah. I mean,
I
featherweight.
think it was that Brazilian kickboxer, if I'm remembering correctly.
Oh, yeah. I remember seeing her, yeah.
Right?
I remember I remember what she looked like. I don't remember what her name is. Usually what happens, I was talking about this earlier in the podcast. Go off of looks. That's about
Speaking
it.
of paint, if you had a 1969 Camaro, what color would it be?
Like everyone else, I would do something different because everyone and their father and their mother and their cousin has a 1969 Camaro. I'm a car guy, by the way. If
I don't
anyone's
have a
wondering.
1969 Camaro.
I do.
I
have
don't either.
5 of them. I would.
I have 5 of them.
I don't have 5 of them.
What color would it be, sir?
Farron? Farron? That's the last girl Megan Anderson fought?
I think it was Farron.
Although before that she fought
won.
Felicia Spencer.
69 Camaro. I would probably go something different. I'd probably go with like a red interior with like a gunmetal gray. Actually, I'd go with Tierra del Fuego gray.
Tierra del Fuego gray.
Yeah, it's
Oddly specific.
Very specific.
Because that was the exact color I was gonna paint my Nova.
Yeah.
And I sold the Nova.
Chevy Nova.
That boy.
That Nova looks good in Hugger Orange though. I gotta
Yeah,
tell
it
you that.
does. It does look good in Hugger Orange. The guy I sold to painted Hugger Orange.
So you wouldn't go black?
All these
No,
specific-
'cause
what
everyone
would
has
you
a
call
black
this
69 Camaro.
orange.
Hell yeah.
Well, it's also called Carousel Red. Hugger Orange is Carousel Red. GM was weird back then. Lot of drugs. But but actually that's kind of similar to Hugger Orange. Kinda.
I mean,
It's
if Goku wears
it's
it,
DBZ orange.
right?
Fusion.
Beautiful.
All right, now that we expose our
On that one,
nerdiness.
I don't believe so. That's fine, whatever. Anybody paying attention to this is probably a 90s baby too, so.
Hell yeah. I miss Rocket Power.
Rocket Power is the
Cat
shit.
was the show for stoners before they knew they were stoners.
That was shit. Dude, Tito was high all the time. Wasn't
Yes.
he? Tito.
So was Raymundo. Are you kidding me?
Yes, they both were. Raimundo probably more so.
They just worked at a burger shack and surfed all day. Oh, sounds great.
Such a dream.
Moving on.
Nostalgia.
Frankie Edgar and Chainsaw Young, Korean Zombie.
My boy, Korean Zombie.
Ryan's favorite fighter, right? No, John Jones.
John Jones is my favorite.
Then Korean Zombie.
Then Korean Zombie, probably.
Still a close two.
So Ortega was originally supposed to fight Korean Zombie, and Ortega
Tore his ACL.
tore his ACL along with Jeremy Stevens, actually. And
Full tear.
Just real quick, throwing it out there.
Which honestly isn't as bad as a partial
This,
tear, which is super
the
weird.
fights we're talking about now are this Saturday, December 21st.
Yep.
They are on ESPN Plus, and
At
they
what?
start as
5
far as
a.m..
Eastern time, USA. Yeah, you said it, Vinny.
It's perfect. I've been up for 2 hours at that
5
point on
o'clock in
Saturday.
the morning.
I'll be sleeping.
That's what happens when you go into work at 5 a.m. on Saturdays.
Did you say that both Brian Ortega and Jeremy Stevens have torn ACLs?
Yes.
Didn't you just say that
Cub
Cub
Swanson
Swanson also tore?
Oh, my bad. I was
Is that who you're thinking of?
I was confusing
Okay,
Cub
yes.
and Jeremy.
Cub tore
my
his
bad.
meniscus and his ACL.
My bad.
Which is
Yikes.
insane.
I was actually
Yeah,
working
that
with you
sucks.
when they texted me.
But then randomly, you see Cub Swanson doing shoeies with Tai Tuivasa last weekend.
And then he says he has
Alcohol will
athletes.
not
athlete's
stall the healing
throat.
process. Athlete's
So
throat
gross.
during shoeies.
So gross.
Is that worse than Tony Ferguson right after his incident where he tripped during media week? He was had videos of him kicking like poles, like a week before.
So stupid.
That's pretty bad.
I mean, as far as
Ferguson shit.
As far as the fight,
yes, back to this weekend, this coming weekend. Not a ton, I don't think so. On the prelims,
but we are excited for one fight on the prelims. Zach, do you wanna
yes.
take it
and
over?
Okay, so Rand, I'm just gonna get into one thing first, only because we don't know who this guy is, but he has a famous last name. Said Nurmagomedov is fighting in the prelims. Not sure if they're related. Just
13-1.
recognize the name.
Don't know how common that name is.
He is either.
It is
I
not.
mean, it could be. In,
we're pretty sure.
Dagestan. I don't
We're
know.
pretty sure this is not the same Nurmagomedov.
It's
that
not.
got tapped out.
It's not.
He is 2-0 currently in the UFC.
Said? Yes, because the other guy lost.
Yeah,
so.
the other guy
He beat-
lost, and
he
the other
beat
guy.
TKO Ricardo Ramos
Okay.
and a decision over Justin Scoggins.
Scoggins. Yeah, Justin Scoggins. Yeah, bantamweight.
yeah.
So this
Making
guy must
sure
be
I
a
said that last name
bantamweight then,
right.
right? Syed is a bantamweight.
Yes. So
Yeah.
2 good wins.
Actually, Scoggins
He's
is
13-1.
Scoggins is pretty fucking cool. I like him. So the fact that he beat him, I'm like, oh, okay, that's
And Renato
eyebrow-raising.
Moicano.
Yeah.
He beat Ricardo
Moicano?
Ramos.
Yeah, I was going to say Moicano.
Was he really?
Yeah,
That's
Ricardo,
wow.
Ricardo Ramos. Yeah.
Well, when you said Ricardo
he beat
Ramos, I immediately thought Ricardo Ramos.
Ramos.
Ricardo
All right,
Ramos.
so what you were talking about, Cyril Gann
Yes.
fighting on the main event of the prelims, who we just watched score the latest submission ever with that heel hook with like 3 seconds left.
At heavyweight.
Right. So that was sweet.
He's
I
a
honestly,
scary dude. He's gonna be trouble coming up, I think.
I was calling for him to get like a shot soon because of that performance, because he looks so good. I'm excited about him. I really am.
Yeah.
I think that's going to be fun when
He has a
gets,
ton of
when
potential.
he gets a shot.
He trains with Francis Ngannou, another big name heavyweight.
Yep.
How old is he?
Gann?
He, got that?
Was he older? I thought he was older. I thought he was like 30-something. Mid-30s.
He's 4-0, so he hasn't fought that many times.
He looked very impressive. He did not look like a fighter that was going into his 4th MMA
No.
fight.
Yeah,
ever.
he doesn't move like a heavyweight. It's fun
No.
to see guys like
That was the thing that was so impressive.
Yeah.
Exactly what you just said. Is how like nimble he was for being a guy that weighs 250 pounds. Or
His
whatever.
striking was amazing, and then he finishes it with a submission. So he shows a well-rounded
very
game.
impressive guy. So
that he had planned on. That he had
Yeah.
just said before that, like, hey, if I get a shot at this, I'm going to do it.
Yeah, and he did. And did it.
Yeah. He did it.
Did it.
He did it.
He learned how to do that on YouTube.
Yeah, just like all these other submission artists. That's funny.
So, excited to see him fight.
Yeah.
Of course, now that we're hyping him up and we have no idea who the opponent is, the opponent could come in and just completely starch
it's
him.
Tanner Bozer.
Well, I have no idea who that is.
Oh, sorry.
No, I knew the
I
Bozer.
also have no idea. Ryan was speaking for me and him, apparently.
Thank you. Yeah, thank you, Vinny. Thank you. I got your back, Vinny. Except for when it comes to pouring hot sauce.
Tanner Bozer. He won
Daniel.
October 18th at UFC on ESPN 6. He won a decision over Daniel Spitz.
No idea who that is either.
Tanner Bozer.
Obviously, Daniel Spitz. Who hasn't heard of
Daniel
him?
Spitz, Tanner Bozer. He's got a big beard.
I hope his last name is Bull Bozer.
Bull Bozer.
Yeah, Bull Bozer.
Tanner Bozer.
Bull Bozer. Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Bulldozer for anyone not paying attention.
So let's see. After, I don't really know most of the other ones we're getting into. You know, they always stock these cards with guys that are local, so it's going to be a bunch of Korean fighters that you're going to see.
Choi, though, right?
Yes.
Yeah,
You know,
Doo Ho
Doo Ho Choi when
Korean
you get up to
Super
the
Boy.
top. But I mean, as far as like Kyung Ho Kang and Woo Ping Wan and Jung Young Park, Mark Andre Barrio. I feel like I've heard of him at least.
Never heard of really any of these guys.
His nickname is the Power Bear.
The Power Bear.
Although
The
Jun Young
Power
Park's
Bear.
nickname is the Iron Turtle.
Turtle? Is this Bear versus
love it.
Turtle?
Yes.
Oh.
This is the Power Bear versus the Iron Turtle.
I think it's the most anticipated.
I just
fight
got
for me.
excited.
Yeah, it's the most anticipated fight for me besides the main event.
That is great.
But Doo Ho Choi, Korean Superboy. So this guy got in an
That's another
absolute
sweet nickname too, though.
absolute war with
Cub
Swanson.
Oh, yeah.
And then got in another war with Stevens and lost that one. Well, he lost both of them.
Yeah, he did. But he got knocked out by Stevens.
Yeah.
So odd nickname for Kyung Ho Kang fighting on the first part of this main event. His nickname is Mr. Perfect, although he is 15-8, also with 1 no contest.
I think.
Not exactly perfect.
Kang is someone I was going to mention. He's been in the UFC for a while. He's actually got a pretty good record.
Is this the same guy that got arrested for taking a bribe but then not going through with the bribe?
That's a good question.
Yeah, so
not
apparently there is an Asian fighter in the UFC that was bribed by the Yakuza, and he agreed to the bribe, and then he was
I wouldn't deny a bribe.
he was supposed to.
They cut off their own fingers.
So they do way more than just hot sauce.
Yeah, like fucking kidding.
They so
Bet you my left finger that he wins this fight.
I'm confident in that bet because it's
so
fixed.
And I say left finger because I only have one more finger left on my left hand. It is my left finger.
since when are they Irish? The fuck?
I don't know. I don't know.
No, I was gonna say don't do that.
So
Don't do that.
I'm not saying
Like this.
I'm not saying this.
We can get away with white accents.
This is my only finger on my hand.
Like I said.
I'm not saying
those better.
Kung Ho Kang accepted a bribe.
Hey, Kang is watching right now, and he's very upset with
I
you.
know. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I know.
That is a generic, like, Asian, like, Chinese,
No,
Japanese
he's not
accent.
upset about that. He's upset that we're all accusing him of taking bribes without actually knowing whether or not it was him.
Yeah, I don't know if it was actually him.
I don't think he's mad about your accent. He probably
I hope
can't
not,
understand you.
because it's pretty good.
Because he what?
He said because he... No, I'm not saying it again.
God damn it. I'll have to rewatch the podcast.
Yeah, now you have to watch it.
Damn it. I never watched these.
Me neither.
You don't?
I hate listening to my own voice.
My voice, this is not how, in my head, this is not how I sound. by the
Right?
way.
Isn't that super weird?
Yeah.
Moving on.
Moving on.
Up to another more people we don't know. Da Un Jung is fighting Mike Rodriguez, who has another terrible nickname. His nickname is Slow Mike.
Oh, God.
What a terrible nickname for a fighter. Okay. Doo Ho Choi, Korean Superboy. Great nickname. And then Charles Air Jordan. That's just stolen.
Of course. He doesn't
Cheater.
He
He hasn't even done anything yet. Charles Jordan is 0-0, and he's fighting on the main card against Doo Ho Choi.
He didn't even spell the Jordan correctly.
Although his last fight was a loss, I'm confused.
Maybe they're giving Choi a little tune-up fight here.
Right.
He deserves
Give
it.
him a
He's only
win.
14-2.
Co-main event, though, we have heard of this guy,
Volkan
Oezdemir.
Yeah.
Volkan Oezdemir.
And
And-
Alexander Rakic, I'm guessing.
Will's good with the last names of foreign
Rahek?
fighters.
He's from Austria.
I actually don't know how to say that. last name.
Rakic.
We've
I
seen
don't
him
think
fight
it's
before.
Rakic.
He looks pretty good. He's
You
12
talking
and 1.
Oezdemir? Oh, no.
Rakic. Rakic.
I don't think it's Rakic. But
Rakic.
he's undefeated in the
Rakic.
UFC.
It's probably closer to Rakic if
Yeah.
he's from, like, Austria.
Rakic.
But either way. Should be a good fight. I'm excited about it.
R-A-K-I-C, and the C's got a
Dude,
little
he is huge.
thingy over the top of it. So
Thing over it.
Rakic is 6'6".
Damn, that's pretty big.
he just
His reach advantage isn't insane.
had a
His leg
TKO
reach
win
is nuts.
round 1 over Jimmy Manuwa.
Oh, so this is a
Okay,
guy that
nice.
kind of looks like Alexander Volkov,
That
like
was
blonde.
his first fight in the UFC.
He's not blonde, no.
He's not
It was
blonde?
not
No.
his first fight in the
Dark
UFC.
hair,
He beat Devin
tattoos.
He is 6'6".
rolls over into his arm.
Oh,
Does that make him the tallest 205er on the roster? That's
Probably. I wouldn't be
6'6".
Surprised. That's
huge.
huge for a 205.
That is
Yeah,
pretty big.
John Jones is 6'4".
Yeah.
Damn.
Gustafsson? Alexander Gustafsson 6'5", I
Yeah.
think.
Oh, Smith is pretty tall.
I think he's 6'4" too.
He's also
6'4",
6'4".
6'5".
Wow.
He's 6'4", I believe, just
So
as
is
tall
you-
as Jones.
so this guy-
6'6", that's big.
Yeah.
He's probably the tallest, like you said. He's probably the tallest.
Still 6 inches shorter than Stefan Struve.
Regardless of not being positive how to pronounce his last name, I remember being impressed by his last fight, and that's going to be a good one.
Who we taking in that fight?
Oezdemir.
I'm just going to say who we got. And then we got, obviously, Oezdemir on the other end.
I'd actually go Rakic, or whatever the fuck his name is.
Because you didn't think Oezdemir won his last fight.
I didn't
Oezdemir
know.
just beat Ayir Latifi. Knocked out Latifi. Before
Oh,
that,
no, before that.
lost to
before that.
Reyes.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I thought that.
Right, he lost to the guy that's fighting for the
Yeah,
championship.
I thought that he beat Reyes. That was a split
That's
decision,
exactly what Ryan
and
said,
I
too.
thought that he won that.
Yeah.
So aside from that, and then losing to, he lost to DC and he lost to Reyes. Aside from that, he's got a nice streak going. He knocked out Jimmy Manuwa in like no time. Hey, his nickname.
His name is No Time. So.
That was
That's pretty
awesome. He got my attention with that finish. He rocked him and just pushed him across the octagon, and Jimmy like flipped backwards and like stood back up, and he just went at him and finished him. It was crazy.
That's funny.
But yeah, I think Oezdemir will win that. I thought he beat Reyes. I think they just put Reyes forward because it was close enough, and they needed a new contender.
It's sad, but I think they kind of do that.
They do.
That's, I mean, after talking about it,
Volkanovski.
we think it's a little bit, no. We think it's a little bit closer than originally, but that's kind of what I thought with Moraes, because Jose's thought to be this old dude, even though he's only 2 years older or 3 years older than Marlon Moraes. But that's kind of what I thought there. Was like you just had a guy lose a title fight that you would put in a title fight, and then to have him lose to a guy that just dropped down from another weight class, it doesn't look good.
It'd be tough.
Yeah.
I'm also going to go with Oezdemir on that one.
Yeah.
To
I'm
throw my
thinking
pick
so.
in there.
Although I do
Uzdemir's
like
got
that Oezdemir hasn't
fight,
fought
though.
John Jones yet. So
Right.
it'd be
Yeah.
kind of fresh blood a little bit.
Finally.
Sort
I
of.
mean, he did fight for the light heavyweight title, but he fought DC.
he did. He's 16-4.
In Boston, I saw that fight.
He's got a good amount of
Nice.
Just going to throw that out there.
UFC too, I believe.
It was
He's
the
been
co-main
fighting
event.
in the UFC since Oezdemir's been in the UFC since 2017.
It's not that long.
2, 3.
Almost 3 years. 3 years next month.
Isn't that longer than Izzy? Adesanya?
Izzy's only been in there for like a year and
and
like a couple
change.
months. Yeah. Insane.
This will be his sixth. Oezdemir's sixth fight in the UFC.
Israel? Yeah.
What was that?
So you know,
Yeah.
Oezdemir, it's his sixth fight in the UFC.
I just feel like he's been there for
Sixth
a lot
fight.
longer than just 6 times.
Mhm.
So,
2017, sixth fight.
anything else we got?
3 fights a year? That's not awful.
So Oezdemir, everybody's Oezdemir on that one. We're all
No, I'm
cutting,
Rich.
Alexander out of it.
Yeah, I just want to be different, so I'll go
Oh, yeah?
Rakic. Yeah.
I like that.
I'm not putting hot sauce on
It's
it.
not a bad.
No more
Rack-
hot sauce.
I can't wait till we see the fight and see how the fuck to really pronounce his name and realize that we've just no one's gotten it right
Butchered it
yet.
on a huge
Whatever.
national podcast.
Ryan's gonna put a hot shot on this fight for Rakic. He's gonna get ghost pepper hot sauce next time.
Rikishi.
Scotty
Yeah.
Tahati,
Do the
Grandmaster
fucking stink
Sexy.
face. The fucking
Too
stink face
cool.
still.
Hell yeah, dude. Do the stink face.
Jesus, how far are we going back?
That was my
It was
era.
like 97,
mid-nineties
or
wrestling.
98.
That was
Hell
late
yeah.
90s. Fucking love
That was
Attitude
that
Era.
was when wrestling was at its finest.
Oh, it
In
was
my opinion, the best time of wrestling was the 90s.
It was my favorite.
How did we just
early
move into
90s to late
wrestling?
90s, maybe early 2000s. You can go in
With
2002,
Rikishi.
2001.
That's
Yeah.
because one of my first favorite
Chris Benoit,
wrestlers.
all those motherfuckers.
Oh, okay.
The
Chris
Rock,
Benoit.
Stone Cold,
Good.
Mankind,
Chris
Cactus
Benoit right
Jack.
now. That's
Who we
a-
talking
that's a-
about?
I have
sore
Chris
subject.
Benoit's
The
signature.
Hart Foundation.
I like Bret Hart.
I
yeah.
have Chris Benoit's signature. I bet it's worth something now.
I
He didn't try to
probably-
kill me either, which was really
Yeah,
cool when
that's
he,
nice.
when he was
I was
signing.
gonna say,
Yeah,
that's
for anyone
tough.
watching who's not
Yeah.
aware, Chris Benoit, WWF wrestler who
WWE.
killed WWE.
Yeah,
Back then it was WWF.
it was cool.
Yes.
Yeah.
And
For the World
yeah, he
Wildlife
killed
Foundation
he killed
sued the fuck out of
what is
him.
it? Killed his family and himself
Yep.
after that.
There's a conspiracy going on.
That just took a
with
dark turn.
Yeah,
Well,
there's
I
conspiracy
mean,
going on.
hey,
People think that he was actually killed and
just
they killed his
reporting
family and
news.
all that. So I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know
Wow.
what's
I
going
had never heard that.
Yeah.
Moving on. Main event of the evening. Chan Sung Jung, the Korean Zombie, against Frankie Edgar.
So who likes this fight more than the Ortega fight?
I don't know if
I
I
don't.
like it more, but stylistically, I'm kind of more excited to watch it. Put it that way. I'm more excited to view the fight stylistically now that Frankie Edgar's in there over Ortega. But
I like
it doesn't make
jiu-jitsu
me more
fighters going
excited for
against
the
each
fight
other.
overall. What's that?
I like jiu-jitsu guys going against each other.
Yeah, I was really hoping for like a nice, intense jiu-jitsu match on this one.
Honestly, I loved the Damian Maya Ben Askren fight. Loved
yeah,
it.
that was a great
Loved it.
fight.
Oh,
That
those
I
was
know a
an
lot of
awesome
people didn't
fight.
like it, but the scrambles and everything else, I had so much fun watching that fight.
It was so great.
If
I loved it.
If you didn't like the Ben Askren versus Damian Maya fight, fuck you.
Yeah, you don't know what
Yeah.
you're looking at.
I think it more goes toward me just really enjoying watching Frankie Edgar fight. I think more
See,
than anything.
I'm not a big Frankie Edgar fan. I
No?
I appreciate it, but like I'd rather watch Ortega fight than Frankie Edgar fight.
You know
But
my
I-
opinion on Frankie Edgar, Chad Mendez,
All those little
Jeremy
muscle hamsters?
Stevens. They
Yeah,
all
the
look
mu-
exactly the same.
The muscle hamsters.
Yeah, I had a hard time telling all of them apart initially.
By
like-
the way they fight or the way they look.
The way they look. They
Oh,
all look
okay,
the same
okay.
to me.
I was gonna say,
Which is not racist because I am also white.
I am also. Yeah, I love Frankie. I can't believe
Right?
you're not a Frankie fan. He's
They all look
just,
like
he's
me.
just like
pretty good.
I don't know. He smashed your boy Yair. He went in there and
Frankie
just
Edgar body.
laid waste to him.
He did.
He showed that Yair has no
close
ground
enough.
game whatsoever.
He did. It's
favorite
not that
with
I
that
don't like
whiteness.
Frankie Edgar. We're having a conversation over here.
I know. We're talking about two different things.
Frankie Edgar, I don't have a problem with Frankie Edgar. It's just Jesus. Every time.
From here on out, whenever you hit that
No,
mic with your hands and shot hot sauce,
no, because I do it all the time. I'm part Italian. I can't help it. I talk with my hands. Fuck.
That's funny.
So, I'd rather watch Ortega fight, right? But I'd rather watch Korean Zombie fight Frankie Edgar because I feel like it's going to be a more entertaining fight than watching him fight Ortega.
I think the stand-up is going to be infinitely more entertaining.
Yeah,
I
exactly,
I think Zombie in this fight, I think he might box more. But I think Ortega versus Zombie, it would have been more a jiu-jitsu match. Either way, Zombie's really good at both, so it's going to be a good fight either way. So it depends on what do you want to see? You want to see a boxing match?
I want to see
like, a
Zombie
jiu-jitsu
strike.
match?
I want to see Zombie strike. I know his jiu-jitsu's
Yeah,
crazy. He
I mean-
pulled off the first twister in UFC history.
Obviously, his striking is good because he was out striking Yair Rodriguez for a
Yeah.
while.
And he
who's
just had
a
that dirty
great
knockout on
kickboxer.
Moicano.
Dirty knockout.
got
Dirty
him.
knockout on Dennis Bermudez, and then before that, he knocked out fucking Mark Hominick in 6 or 7 seconds. And then after that, he submitted Dustin Poirier.
here's a question for you guys: whose striking do you believe is better between the two?
Between what two?
I think it's kind
Frankie
of
Edgar
like.
and-
I think it's a
and
little bit
Zombie,
like
yeah.
Max and Volkanovski, honestly. You've got a guy that's going to pick you apart and has good reach. Well, actually, Max didn't outreach Volkanovski. But a guy that kind of, you think, maybe stays at distance a little bit more with Chan Sung Jung as opposed to Frankie Edgar, who's trying to get up underneath you.
Frankie's got a pretty decent reach though for his size.
Yeah.
I think him and Max actually had the same reach, and
I think
Max is
so.
considerably taller than him.
Well, that's what killed
So
me
I
with
don't-
Max.
I don't know
is
what
Max,
Zombie's reach is though.
Max didn't even outreach Volkanovski. I know I just said that a second ago, but
Well, Frankie comes in and out. He'll run in, do a couple shots, and then get out of there real quick. He's a very quick, fast fighter. his boxing's very fundamental. But as far as like overall MMA striking, I feel like Kareem's
1 inch shorter than Holloway's.
Frankie.
Yep.
I feel like Frankie just doesn't
68 to 69, right?
Correct.
I don't know how you know all those fucking reaches.
I don't know.
I knew Holloway's only because we looked it up last
He
week.
memorizes the reaches.
The stat man.
Yeah, I'll take Frankie in that one. I definitely have a bias because I love Frankie Edgar. I think he's amazing. He's like he's one of the best fighters to never get the featherweight title, in my opinion.
Yeah.
He had the lightweight title for a little bit. You know, he beat BJ Penn for it, and he beat BJ 3 times. And BJ was, you know, he was one of the greats himself back in the day. So
Now he gets beat up by bouncers.
yeah. No. He
I still don't like that
won
video.
since 2010, so he's not that great anymore. But
He got wrecked by my boy, Ryan Hall.
He's still great. He's just not getting the results. Okay.
I'm gonna take Zombie in that one. Obviously,
Me too.
I'm biased, but overall, I really
take
do
Zombie.
believe Zombie has more tools as far as striking goes. His jiu-jitsu is very good. I don't think he's gonna submit him, but he's very
Could though.
I mean, he submitted Poirier with a Darce. So
Yeah. I'm going Frankie Edgar.
One of those Frankie Edgar
Frankie.
takedowns. He just locks
Going
in a
Edgar.
Kimura or a guillotine
Yeah,
on the way
Team
down.
Frankie, man.
That's what
Yeah.
I'm waiting for.
I'm going Edgar. I don't think
Catch
it's
him with
gonna
a crazy
be easy.
sprawl or something?
I don't
I'd see
feel
something.
very strongly toward Edgar, but
Sprawl into an anaconda or something like that.
Mhm.
Edgar if I'm forced to make a choice there.
Zach,
I'm going Zombie.
sweet. So it's 2-2.
Yeah,
Oh,
and I will not bet anything on it.
Oh, I was gonna say I feel a hot sauce
Go
bet.
tag team bet style.
hot shot.
Hot
shot.
Hot shot.
All right,
Hot shot. Hit
I'm willing to put a
foul.
hot shot on it. Who will take me?
I'm not putting.
Come on, Ryan.
I have PTSD.
You're the one who buys the hot sauce. So
That was a bad mistake. I
Yeah,
made.
it
If the
was. I
zombie
agree.
loses, I'll shave my head.
You'll shave your head. Okay.
For those of you just listening, not watching, Zach is very cleanly shaven in the orbital
Fucking
region.
better.
orbital region.
Put an eyebrow on it.
Everywhere.
Ryan, hot shot bet.
No.
Hot
No.
shot.
No, I'm taking
Come
a
on.
week off.
It's
Hot
officially coined
shot.
hot shot. Now you got to
Hit.
do it.
I'm
Foul.
taking a week off from the hot shot. Hot shots. I've taken the most
Allowed
hot
a
shots.
week off.
I've taken the most hot shots. We're gonna have to count because I just took 2 this fucking episode.
I drank 3/4 of the bottle.
Well, you did.
And it's gone.
You're a savage.
And it's gone. It's gone.
That was fucking like almost $4 of hot sauce.
He drank 3 of it.
I know.
3 of the $4.
And moving on, news.
Moving on.
Zachary, news. You had some shit when you got here. You had some news coming up.
So I already said Triple C, a.k.a. Henry Cejudo, in the interview said that pay isn't right. He's out.
We call him Triple Clown.
Who said
Yeah,
that? Piotr
Piotr
Jan
Jan.
said that, right?
Yeah,
Triple Clown.
Peter.
Peter.
Yeah.
So that's the weird thing with him is I've been calling him Piotr, and I think someone after this.
Piotr.
Yes.
keep
Did
hearing-
Rogan call him Piotr?
I keep hearing an L. I keep hearing an L.
Purtle?
Like Pelter.
Pelter?
But
Could
there's no
be.
L.
Who knows?
One of the commentators kept calling him Pelter.
Could be. I don't know.
Jan.
But either way.
Jan.
So Cejudo
Gil-
says that if
Gil-
the pay isn't
Gil's
right,
Jan.
he's going to be out. And the only
Colby
thing
said the same thing.
Yeah, but then he got his jaw broke. And he actually probably has a shot to go to the WWE. Colby Covington could.
Yeah, he has the mouth.
Absolutely could. For sure.
He has the character and the charisma.
Can you imagine him and CM Punk? Great stuff.
man.
Great stuff.
Jesus.
That'd be great.
So Triple C, I mean, he's got 2 titles right now, obviously.
Right.
So I mean, if he were to quit, you've got a vacant flyweight, which we've already talked about, where Benavidez fights somebody for it. Who the hell knows? But then I said if he's going to vacate the bantamweight too,
I don't think he
Moraes Aldo.
will.
I don't think he will either. But I was saying Moraes or Aldo against Sandhagen, but that's just because I like Sandhagen so much.
Yeah.
What about
That'd be nice.
Sterling? Sterling doesn't.
That's
get any love.
he's
I don't know.
getting left out all the time.
Long story short, what Zach was just saying is, Henry Cejudo, you're doing us a huge favor by retiring, so please do that.
Right? Just let us all get all of our other good fights in.
fan of his, so.
I mean,
It's the character again. I have respect for the fighter, but his
Right.
character just fucking bothers me.
He annoys me because he looks like an angry little pit bull, like a little
That's kinda why I like
ankle
him.
biter dog. He's just, but he's like 5 foot nothing.
My favorite part was when he came out like
I think he's 5'4", bro.
Fighting women.
no, he doesn't fight women.
Lost to.
Oh yeah, the intergender championship. I was like, dude, I don't think he's been caught in anything like that.
I mean, I was accusing Kang as
Taking bribes from the Yakuza. So whatever, you're just being reckless.
They're watching, Ryan. They're gonna come after you now.
Thanks for the views.
Greg Hardy's like, no, I'm the only one in this who beats women.
Moving on.
Megan Anderson got a fight. We already talked
Megan,
about that
yeah.
a little. And we already talked about Cejudo wanting Aldo.
Yep.
What else do we have?
We got
Ooh, here's a good one.
Oh.
Stephen Thompson got a belt today from Ariel Helwani.
Yeah.
The NMF belt, the nicest mofo. Aw, isn't that cute?
That's cute.
He's a
So
very
get
nice
the BMF against the NMF?
No.
Which way did that go? Did Wonder Boy beat Jorge?
Yeah, he beat him by
That's what I
decision.
thought. Okay,
Yep.
yes.
Wonder Boy did just win his last fight. Too.
Yeah, he picked
That big,
apart Vincent
pay-per-view
Uke.
with
Yeah.
that Masvidal was on fighting Nate.
That's very true.
Whispering
Very
in the
true.
microphones now. I see.
Very
My
true.
apologies.
Hey,
ASMR.
would anybody be super opposed? I mean,
Super concerned?
maybe we're one fight away from talking about this, but Wonder Boy take another shot at the title now that we got a new champ up there?
Could be.
The thing is, he lost to a wrestler, and Usman's an infinitely better. Not infinitely. He's better. He's a better wrestler, and Usman's smart enough to not use
All
the
it takes
same
is
game
one of those
plan.
spin kicks.
That's true, but the game plan that he employed on Covington is not going to work on everyone. And I don't.
It would not work on Wonder Boy.
He's straight up said. He's like, this isn't how I fight. Usman.
Yeah.
He's like, this isn't how I fight. He's like, this was just personal. He's like, I went out there to prove a point.
Yeah.
He's a wrestler. He's a very good wrestler. He's a good striker too. Obviously, he just won the fucking world title
And broke a
to
dude's
striking.
jaw.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but I would have liked. I wanted to see some more wrestling in that.
There was
in that
one
fight.
fake takedown the entire fight.
Yeah,
Literally none, right?
yeah.
Yeah,
I
no.
want to see
No
Takedown.
takedown attempts. There was one fake takedown attempt by Usman.
I wanted to see both of them use their wrestling. So I mean, if Usman fights anyone else, he's going to use his wrestling.
If you go just by like accolades, Colby has him in wrestling because Colby was
Division
Division
one,
1 and Kamaru was Division 2. So
I
not
don't
that
care.
that's too much different, but if you're just strictly talking accolades, then again, they may have fought at different weight classes in college. I have no idea.
Yeah,
Fought,
true.
wrestled.
Yeah,
But you know what I mean. Who knows? So NMF or NMF versus
Nicest
BMF.
motherfucker. NMF.
Oh, he can't say motherfucker though. It's mofo. That's what it says on his belt. Nicest mofo. Yes.
ESPN.
Yeah, it was on Ariel Helwani's
gave to
show.
him, not like the UFC, right?
Well, they didn't even say,
Yes, yeah,
they didn't
no,
say
it was just random
motherfucker
as
on the
hell.
pay-per-view.
What?
For BMF, they didn't say motherfucker.
No, they
No.
can't. ESPN probably can.
Bullshit.
Yeah.
Bullshit. Bullshit.
But then, obviously, because Connor's Connor, he had to weigh in, and
I
he said
saw
he
that.
wanted to fight, and he called Stephen Thompson his mother buddy.
Yeah, he's like, I want that belt.
I want that belt, mother buddy.
Mother buddy.
I thought it was funny.
It was funny. That was a good one.
Keeping with Jorge, and I mean, it's kind of like he may not run his own account because he's said before that he's not too much into the social media stuff. But a tweet came out from his account, I believe it was today. Shout out to @Ben Askren, who never tucked tail after his loss, made no excuses, took it on the chin, and never censored the haters like a coward. He's showing love to Ben Askren, which
Ben Askren's
I
still
didn't think I was
interesting.
ever going to see that.
Ben Askren is still
Really
in the
happy
news.
to see that.
The thing
Good for
about Ben,
Jorge.
though, is I kind of agree with that. Like, he
Yeah.
never shied away from that. I mean, right after the fight, he just puts out, well, that sucked.
Yeah,
And it's
absolutely.
like, yeah, I mean,
Jorge's he's not making shit up.
no.
And then
That's right.
No.
Askren even said, like, yeah, I deserve those punches. Like, everyone was like, oh, those punches were, like, so unnecessary and then super necessary.
necessary.
There it is.
Super necessary.
There it is. But even Askren was like, nah, whatever.
Super necessary Rosenstrike.
I think he said straight up after the fight, he goes, if I had to bet before that fight that if he knocked me out, would he land a couple more punches afterwards, I would have bet yes. So he knew what was coming, man. He talked so much shit before that fight. But he, just like Conor, used his mouth to get his way into those shots.
Yeah.
He got those fights by running his mouth. Colby
He
got
those shots to the face.
Yep.
Broken jaw.
One straight shot to the face.
Broken jaw.
And then 2 more for you.
Oh, those the super necessary shots.
Super necessary.
You mean the 3-piece and the soda?
Wasn't the 3-piece delivered to Leon, though?
It was.
Yeah, backstage.
Yep.
After he beat.
After he beat
Darren
Till,
Till,
yeah. A little bit more randomly on Megan Anderson, excuse me. She had some stuff to say on Ariel's show today. I don't know. Did you hear any of this?
Didn't watch any of it.
Really? So I didn't watch much of it, but I did see her interview. She talked about how while she was in the Army in Australia, she was also going to, she said, what we call college, university.
I go university. I love when they say that stuff.
She actually attempted suicide.
Anderson?
Yeah.
Ooh.
She got to such, she said she didn't realize it as much until she got into the Army, but she had a big problem with authority. And so once she got into the Army, she just like wouldn't do, like not wouldn't do the stuff, but just like had trouble responding to people like screaming in her face all the time, I guess. And so it got her to the point where all these like
Sergeants?
anything, any sort of like higher up was using her as the example of what not to do on everything.
That makes me like her even more.
So she like shut down. She wasn't sure how she was going to get out and led her down a dark path, but has come out of it and is kind of saying, you know, and you've seen this a lot in sports lately where there's been a lot of people coming out and saying, hey, you know, mental health is a real deal. But she said, you know, it's okay to admit that you're not okay, which, I mean, good for her.
Good for her.
Good for her.
Absolutely. Which UFC fighter is she dating again?
I didn't know she was dating a UFC fighter.
I didn't know this.
One of you brought it up earlier, right?
Joseph Benavidez is married to Megan O'Leary.
Oh, I thought that's who you were just talking about.
No, Megan Anderson.
Oh, sorry.
No, you're good. Megan Anderson, all the tats.
Okay.
Everything that was just said,
Megan Anderson.
flip it to a different person.
Yes, not Megan O'Leary.
We've probably.
I don't think she's ever been a fighter. Has Megan O'Leary ever been a
No.
fighter?
No.
I mean, I don't know. She could
No.
be. Who the fuck knows?
No.
Married to Benavidez.
Maybe in bed, but no.
Maybe in bed.
A fighter in bed.
Yeah.
Wanna be a
Just,
fighter?
I'm not gonna go there.
I don't know. Whatever you're into.
Just ask Joe.
Brian.
What?
Or Ryan.
Brian?
Sorry.
What the
If you're,
fuck?
if you're
Fucking
if,
Brian
if you're
coming.
being abused, it's okay to talk about it. You can talk about it here.
I'm being abused financially. I need more help. Everyone wants to help. I'm reaching out.
Stop buying those 50, 69 Corvettes or Camaros you got there.
Nice.
Five 69 Camaros
Nice.
in Tierra del Fuego gray with a red interior.
What year?
69.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't want to. I mean, if someone wants to give me a 69 Camaro, sure.
Nice.
But I don't. They don't do anything for me because everyone has one. I'm more into 59 Buicks, 1959 Buick LeSabre with a 364 nail head.
Not quite as nice.
Christmas is coming.
Follow him on Instagram, Vehicular Samson.
Oh yeah, I've never put my Instagram out
Samps.
there.
Go ahead.
Vehicular Samps.
Samps. Sorry about
I never
Vehicular
put mine up
Samps.
there either, but
Why? What is your
all of you
Instagram?
follow me, obviously.
I want more followers.
There you go. Give yourself a shout out.
If you want to see my car,
wanna see
at
my
Vehicular
Cars,
Samps.
plural.
If you want to
Cars.
see my dog.
If you want to see the back
ever put the
seat
dog
of
in there.
Ryan's car.
Oh, Jesus.
Damn.
Wait. What
Where's
was
this
her name?
podcast going?
Karen?
Yeah, Karen.
There was a Karen. There's a Karen and a Leah.
Shout out to Karen next episode. Shout out to
What
Karen.
up, Karen?
No, don't talk about Karen.
No, no more Karen.
Oh no, nope, that's not a thing.
Yeah, let's cut that one out. There's a new girl probably watching
No
now.
longer.
Yeah, right.
Oh, cool.
Fucking Jillian.
No, there was not anymore.
Oh, well, okay.
Yeah.
Who
Yeah,
knows?
there was like 6 or 7.
Whoa.
Tinder.
Whoa.
Boy,
Look at him go.
magical place.
I don't know if I have anything else.
I'm good. We're good.
I just want to waste another 15 minutes to make it 2 hours.
I mean, how do you want to
Good.
waste
We got
15
No,
minutes?
no,
you
actually,
guys
I
got
don't
anything to talk about?
I don't want to waste another 2 minutes.
I don't really.
Anything at all? Anything about?
We already
life
talked about the
or
boxing match
world?
coming up, right?
The world?
Sure.
No.
Yeah, the
We already
world of
talked about
fighting.
the boxing match coming up, the Tyson Fury Wilder, right?
Yeah.
We did.
Did we do that last week or did we do it 2 weeks ago?
There's probably.
and Wilder.
Oh,
Yes.
Bellator's having fights in Hawaii.
Ooh, that just reminded me. Your thing, bare knuckle.
Valor or regular bare knuckle? There's bare knuckle.
BK, whatever.
Oh,
it is.
That's-
Godbeer's fighting again, right?
Godbeer fights in Valor bare knuckle.
Ooh. Real quick about Godbeer, his last fight, dear God, he knocked that poor man. I don't even know his name. I pray for his soul because he got knocked down, and then the ref stood him back up. He's like, "Are you okay to fight?" And with very glazed, very unsure eyes, he's like, "Yeah, coach, I'm good. Put me in." And then he was conscious for like 2 more seconds, and then Mark Godbeer just destroyed him.
True viewers will know that.
Look it up. Mark Godbeer's last knockout. Ooh, Godbeer.
Mark Goddard.
True viewers will know that I said all of this like 3 weeks ago, 4 weeks ago. Yeah.
Oh yeah, you quoted me. You're like, "Oh, shout out to Vinny."
Shout out to Vinny.
Yeah,
Yeah. You were the one that told me about it. Yeah, that was Valor Bare Knuckle, which is VBK. Then there's Bare Knuckle Fighting Championships, which is the one that Artem Lobov fights in. So there's 2 major Bare Knuckle Fighting Championship
I didn't know that.
organizations. Yeah, there's 2 of them.
Yeah.
Valor is actually Ken Shamrocks.
But I love the Shamrocks.
Yeah.
So here's a couple things.
IFL. Right? Ken Shamrocks.
Was that his? I didn't know that was his.
Yeah, I used to watch the IFL back in the day when
Rothwell was
before
in
I
it.
watched UFC. IFL was the
Shit.
Shamrocks. Yeah, they had like their teams and
Shit.
yeah, it was good stuff.
So, BKFC, Hector Lombard versus Joe Riggs, announced for BKFC 10.
Versus Joe Riggs.
Joe Riggs.
Is that middleweight?
I don't know.
Joe Riggs looks like a crack addict. I'm sorry.
Whoa.
I'm
There goes
sorry.
Ryan again with reckless speculation.
I'm sorry, but he does not look good. And his tattoos suck.
Yeah. Probably a result of the coke.
He's listening right now, Ryan. He's gonna call
It's
you
like
out.
crack, not coke.
Whatever, same thing.
It
Crack's worse.
is.
Brandon Moreno, we were just talking about him. Name's Juicy. I just like calling him Juicy. Juicy Formiga as a potential opponent for Hard and Crazy 2020. Dana White, interested in working boxing champion Clarissa Shields in the near future. We saw her the other night. She was the girl that was ringside that they kept showing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because they're running out of opponents for Amanda Nunes.
Yeah, she's a professional boxer. The thing is that I don't think she has any sort of wrestling training or anything like that.
Nunes is going to do the exact same thing she did to Duran.
Yeah,
Right.
Yeah, like
right.
I hope she doesn't take notes from Duranemy on takedown defense for that one.
Yeah, that was.
Yeah.
Well, she
so
could probably do better than what she's at now. So
Yeah.
whatever she
Dana
can
White
get at this
also
point.
teased that they were working on Floyd Mayweather in both a boxing match and a UFC fight.
An MMA
Which
fight?
he would get wrecked
Yes,
in an
yeah.
MMA fight. He would get absolutely destroyed.
They'd have to bring someone in for him to fight.
Yeah, and it would have to be like the smallest person ever.
By the way, mentioned it like a couple minutes ago. Hawaii. How has the UFC
Hawaii.
never been to Hawaii? And yet Bellator is going to Hawaii, I think, this week.
I don't remember what it was, but I know Max has talked about it before. That
Yeah.
they like, can't get anything done there.
Yeah, he wanted to fight Frankie Edgar in Hawaii.
Yeah.
Obviously
I don't
before-
remember exactly why they never could get anything done. But
I do
Max
remem-
has been talking about it forever.
I do remember like years ago. We're talking like maybe 8 years ago, I think. They were saying that there were a few states that didn't have athletic commissions, so like it was kind of like unsanctioned, but still professional fights. Because there was like Rumble on the Rock, that was like an organization or a fight series or something like that.
Rumble on the Rock,
Rumble on the Rock.
like a local Hawaiian like fight organization.
Anderson Silva fought in it. Anderson Silva fought in it before UFC.
Or is Anthony Johnson doing crack now?
Rumble on the Rock.
Right.
God damn it, Vinny, you're good. Jesus.
Here's random. Dana White likes the idea of Colby Covington fighting Tyron Woodley next.
That's what
Okay.
I said.
Yeah. I'm kind
I'd
of
watch
surprised
that.
only because Woodley and Leon have been beefing
It's
for a while.
because-
No,
Who wins that one?
Ooh, that's. Ooh.
It's 'cause he was
If
watching.
Colby's gonna try and stand and trade with Tyron, he's gonna.
He's
take a
going to
nap
suffer the same
early.
fate.
He's gonna take a nap early.
Yeah.
Dana's watching the podcast right now. He's live. Well, we're live.
Thank you, Dana. We love you.
Dana.
Fuck you, Dana.
Funny, Mo and Marai said
Dana,
the same
if
thing.
you want us to shout out any sponsors, just let us know.
You go home and watch the fight again, and you see I won.
Jones Barbecue.
Marai
Coming
said
from
that?
Marlon Moraes, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe.
Sure. Why not?
I still didn't feel it.
By the way, I think Hawaii has an athletic commission now. I think that's why Bellator is going there.
Oh.
I'm going to be done with Bellator in Hawaii now. I brought it up like 3 times. So.
How about Hawaii and
That's fine.
Bellator, though?
I'm down with that.
Did you hear Bellator's going to Hawaii?
Really?
Yeah.
What else we got? I mean, we don't have to go all the way to 2 hours. I was kidding, but we just
I got
kept
nothing.
going with it.
Anything exciting?
I don't think
going
you've
on?
had anything for the last like 10 minutes.
They've been talking about
Zach, what's your favorite food?
not what I was expecting.
My favorite food is hot sauce.
I mean, it seems like it. Drank $4 worth of it tonight.
Ryan, what's your favorite food?
Taco Bell,
Taco Bell?
pizza.
Taco Bell pizza? Taco Bell makes pizza now?
I mean, whatever.
They made burgers, I
dude.
think, and they sucked. Or
That's
something.
good.
No, Burger King made tacos. That's what it was.
Like
Oh.
squid.
Kamaru
Ew.
says that he thinks Leon Edwards is deserving of the next shot.
Yeah, that's what I said.
Because he doesn't want to fight.
Kamaru versus Leon too.
Yeah.
Woodley versus Covington. That makes a lot of sense to me.
They're saying
I know
Jorge
Jorge's
could
gonna
be
want
next,
that
so.
Conor fight because he wants to get paid.
Who do you want Colby to fight?
Tyron.
Oh, yeah.
That Tyron and him have been going back and forth too. You know, Colby, as soon as his jaw is unwired, he's gonna start talking shit again. So he's probably gonna go after Woodley. Gotta say, yeah. Most likely suspect there.
True.
I don't see anything else that's really jumping out at me.
3 minutes to midnight.
All right.
Yeah.
2 minutes to midnight is an Iron Man.
Yay. I gotta get
Sounds
back
good,
up in
gentlemen.
like 3 hours.
I think we're good to end it.
We're ending it.
You look good with a bald head. I liked it. I liked it a lot.
Yeah.
look good.
Yeah.
It was pretty sweet. It was
Sure.
pretty sweet.
Thanks.
Ryan's all about
Appreciate it.
Epstein didn't kill himself.
Yeah, okay.